so y'all better catch. I got big dreams, you walk talk when I walk, that's that big drip. When I slide down your block, now they pissed off, like I really give a oh. I got big sauce, so y'all better catch up.
What is a big old deal, man? We are back for another one. You already know. It's your boy Mello. What up, man? You know what I'm saying? So today this is not even we just doing a stream, man. I think I'm gonna start doing like long streams and shit. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, y'all gotta get up in here. All right, cool. Long streams and shit. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying something different, man. You know, just doing streams and we're just reacting to all type of stuff, man. With that being said, hold on, let me back this motherfucker up, man. Golly. All right, there we go. Yeah, so with that being said, man, make sure y'all go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, man, let's go ahead and get straight into it, man. Today we got your boy O Extras. You know, oh my gosh. Shit just keep happening, y'all. One thing after the other, man. We finna go ahead and react to a bunch of different stuff today, man. So y'all just, you know, come along for the ride, man. Pause. All right, hold on. All right, there we go. There we go. Let's get it, man. Oh, and look, off the bat, make sure y'all try to stay healthy out here, man. Look, it's not easy, but make sure you're gonna get you some water, you know, put you some watermelon or some type of fruit up in there, you feel me, and enjoy, man. We trying to create better habits, even though I still got bad habits I gotta get rid of, but gotta start somewhere, man. Any rep count. Let's go.
Now, this series is so dynamic, it will blow your mind. In previous videos, we discussed how 4Extra blew his hands off playing with fireworks on July 4th, a very horrific incident that left him partially blind. Now, from this situation came a lot of good and a lot of bad. In this video, we'll be discussing this new beef that has arisen from this incident. This beef has potential to get really bad and really nasty because both these dudes are really official. But before we touch...
Hey, don't it just seem like, let me just say this. Don't it seem like all these people are coming out the woodworks beefing with 4Extra all of a sudden, right? All of a sudden, everything been smooth. Everybody been big up in him. You know, 4Extra this, 4Extra that. You know, hold on, man. God damn, this shit is irritating. Fuck. All right, so 4Extra this, 4Extra that, man, and then all of a sudden now, all these mysterious, even in this, and the crazy part about it is he got internal beef going on. You know what I'm saying? And he also beefing with the blood. This shit crazy, man. Like niggas hate to see you win, bro. They hate to see you win. Let's go.
On the drama and the tension, let's actually get some positivity in this video and address some positive things that have came so we could beat the drama slop channel accusations, because, you know, we're just here trying to discuss what's going on, man. We're not looking for no trouble. Kevin Gates showed up to the hospital to see 4Extra, and he really lifted up the spirits, man. You could see everybody went from being really sad, like really down and out, man, to like, yo, when Kevin Gates walked in, everybody is upbeat. Even 4Extra became lively. They're having a conversation. 4Extra started a GoFundMe that has raised $9,000. The goal is $30,000 right, for his hospital bills and hospital expenses. If you got a giving heart, man, you can go over to 4Extra page and donate if you want to, man. Adam22 donated $1,000 to 4Extra. Now, for some reason, I don't know why, people on social media is talking about Adam's donation as if it's nothing, as if $1,000 is no money, as if $1,000 is something to sneeze at. But people believe that Adam should have gave more. Bro, it's $1,000.
You should have gave him, nah, the reason why, I'm gonna tell you why they believe they should have gave him more. You know what I'm saying? He should have gave him at least like 4,000. Because of the simple fact, and I feel like the reason why people feel some type of way about this is because of the simple fact that Fo Extra then brought this man, I'm pretty sure, thousands and thousands of dollars, bro. He's probably the biggest person on the No Jumper channel at this moment, right? He goes viral every other time he make an appearance on No Jumper, bro. I'm pretty sure Adam then made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars off of Fo Extra, because obviously, because you're not finna just keep on bringing somebody on the platform that ain't making you money. We didn't see it time and time again that Adam 2016ster, you know, he like to milk the cow. He milks the cow. It's crazy work, bro. I feel like he should have gave him more. Yeah, you damn right. Nigga, you making all this money off me? You gonna give me $1,000? Now, obviously, yes, $1,000 appreciated, you know. Because he didn't have it, because you can do whatever you want to do with his money, right? But I just feel like if it's really your homie, it should be, you know what I mean? Like, you should show a little more love, my boy. You a millionaire. Adam is a millionaire. Let's get that straight. So I don't see, like, $1,000. You could at least, at the least, gave him $4,000. It's not gonna hurt your pockets. I mean, you are making thousands of dollars off of, you're eating off of this individual. That is nothing to you, right? That's only right. That's how I feel. That's only right. But I mean, at least he did give something though. But it could have been more though, man. If you're making all this money off, now we don't know what Fo Extra is receiving on the back end, or what Adam have been paying him to be on the platform. So, you know, we don't know what's going on the back end. But off the back, he should have got at least $4K. You know what I'm saying? But let's go.
Man, that's 1/30 of the donation goal. Honestly, I think it's up to 4 Extra. If 4 Extra believes that that's enough from his friend, then that's enough. Like who are you guys to say it's not enough if 4 Extra is okay with the amount? But let's get to why a lot of you guys click on this video, because a lot of y'all are drama perverts. All right, it's the drama. It's the beef, the new beef that has arisen from the situation. The captain of the B team, Munchie B, the Inglewood family blood, is in some really hot water for his comments he made about the 4 Extra incident. This might be anticlimactic for a lot of you guys, but he didn't overly diss. He didn't get too disrespectful, but he made some jokes towards 4 Extra. He was very comedic with how he addressed the 4 Extra situation. But right now, it's very sensitive. And 4 Extra's homies, they not playing around. They not trying to hear out nobody joking about 4 Extra. So these comments by Munchie B got a lot of people tripping. A lot of people is upset. Is it too soon? Probably. Is it probably not wise? Yeah, because karma exists, and you don't ever want to make fun of somebody who's in this situation, because you could be in it the following day. Exactly. But when it comes to ops and when it comes to LA and gangbanging, bro, these beefs and rivalries are so deep and got such a history that honestly, it's hard to really judge it. Right? You got to really say, listen, man, if you truly despise somebody or truly hate somebody, can somebody tell you that you being happy that they're going through something, that you're wrong for it? No, because I don't know what they did to you to make you hate them. Now, the last public feud between Munchie B and 4 Extra actually came when 4 Extra and 607 Unc was doing an interview. And Munchie B was really upset that 4 Extra brought him up in a manner as if he was a buster. Because when 607 Unc did something to 4 Extra that he didn't like, 4 Extra said, "You're not going to play with me. I'm not Munchie B and them." As if Munchie B was somebody to play with, and Munchie B took that as disrespectful.
You did tell, you done broke up to none of us. I just told your ass right now. I said, so I'm going to stop you right out.
I said 6 O's, ask your little homie.
Don't say no 6 O's, no nothing. Bring up none of my homies, because nigga, you going to get socked out on here.
My bad,
This ain't no Munchie B or the what's that, whoever the on 40s, I will sock you out of here.
Man, this nigga, woo.
Recently, there's been this one filter that has completely taken the film industry by storm.
Let's go.
As of recently, 4Extra did mention Munchie B's name first. Does that make what Munchie B said right? Probably not. But am I somebody to tell Munchie B that he can't say this if he feels like he's being provoked? No, I'm not going to say he can't say it, all right? If they ops, I'm not about to...
Just so y'all know, for anybody that don't live in California, the 40s and the Inglewood fam, they do not get along. They are opposing rivals. So that's why 4X could like make that comment. I'm not saying he could make that comment, but I'm saying that's probably why he made that comment, like with no thought, because they are off the rip, they automatically are enemies on the street, or whatever the case is. So yeah, but at the same time though, it's like both of them, if we being fair, 607 he dissed both of them. Like, I think he said that shit that dissed their neighborhoods to both of them, and neither one of them socked him out. And I can understand why, because that's they place a bit. Well, nah, because 4Extra don't even care about it being a place of business, so we say. But man, this shit crazy.
Tell somebody to wish they op well, that's dumb of me. Now, Munchie B, like when I really observe it, it feels like Munchie B is really annoyed because he feels like people apply different rules to him that they apply to 4Extra. Like, for example, like 4Extra is saying he's not Munchie B because people were calling Munchie B all type of names and busters because Munchie B gave 607 Unc a pass when 607 Unc said a word that's used as a derogatory term for bloods, and Munchie B is a blood. However, Munchie B will pull up an example where he will say that, that 4Extra gave Adam a pass when Adam said a derogatory term, in reference to his particular gang, and nobody batted an eye, and nobody talked about 4Extra how they talked about Munchie B.
You flame before?
Who is?
Before all this?
Oh, before this? You
Yeah.
talking about before, what's the name?
Before the controversy? We called it
Yeah. You said you call it what? What'd you just say?
gate. Like the gate just means like anything controversial involving the...
All right. That's when Adam said nap twice. Not once, but twice. And he responded just the way I did. What?
Hey, and just to be fair, Adam knew what the hell he was doing. Adam know how to spark. He's trying to spark the drama. Adam be knowing what he doing, bro. That's why they call him, that's why they call 16, the 16ster, the puppet master. I'm just saying. And in all fairness, I mean Munchie B, that what he said is facts, man. He pulled up the receipt, man. So, and I feel like a lot of people just always give Adam a pass because it's his platform and stuff like that. Like, these niggas is not that, they not dumb. They'll crash out for sure if they have to, but they not dumb though. They're not trying to mess up they paper. You know what I mean? They chilly. You know that I don't care what nobody say. As toxic as No Jumper is, and as drama filled as it is, these dudes, these people that are on No Jumper platform, and as drama filled as it is, and as messy as it is, niggas is not finna give up that exposure. Like, they know what type of what comes with No Jumper, and the benefits as well as the cons that come with it. So, let's go.
What? Man, hey, look, bro. They need to mess me with the BS, bro. And it's crazy. This dude Wack be glazing. Somebody please buy Wack a pony so he can stop riding this dude. He be... Wack shoot shots at me. And... he shoot shots at me. And 4Extras had the same shit going on as I got going on. This dude said nap twice. The weirdo said slob twice. You said something about me getting shot by my homies. I guess that make me a buster. I'm gonna say it because it's public record. 4X got shot by one of his homies.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
You say, oh, I'm a snitch or something because of the gang prevention intervention thing. Working with Skip. 4X is working with Skip. I'm like, damn, is he scared of this dude or something? Like, why is he glazing? Why is he glazing so much, bro? What? You think it was a good idea for somebody that never touched $50,000 before to turn down a fade with somebody he called a smoker, and he just came from the county jail for catching fades for free? I know he ain't touched 50,000 because I read his case, bro. He had a burglary and it was a couple $100 inside the tax place when it was closed and two Android phones, bro. He ain't touching no money. So he clearly didn't want to fight because he didn't want to get embarrassed.
Why can't you stay organized? I've experienced this myself, and
yeah, 50,000
chronic
passing up
impulse
on 50
control, where you
G's
prioritize
is crazy
short-term
work.
actions like game.
I'm not a gangbanger, but I do believe like this expectation for someone to crash out every time a word is said, to me is crazy, bruh. Like, I'm a black man. If a white person called me the hard ER at Walmart, bro, what am I gonna do? Crash out right then and there, or else I'm a punk? If somebody called me the N-word, I don't know, at church or at my job or on a podcast, am I supposed to get up and crash out? No, bruh. When you let words control you, you become a Neanderthal. So no, I don't believe that Munchie B nor 4Extra should have crashed out because a word was 4Extra homies watching this. They were already upset, right? You made
I don't think I agree with that though. I don't think it would have been smart for them to crash out over somebody, because at the end of the day too, this is Adam. We know he like to instigate. We know Adam is an instigator. And we know 607 Unk is a troll. Why play with them like that? Like, they don't even know what they're doing. Now, if they was to get them smacked up outside off the camera, you know what I'm saying? Then, I mean, that would have probably been a better approach, right? Check them off camera, whatever the case is. But they did check them on camera too as well. But still. Yeah, don't fuck the bag up. Don't, you know what I mean? Like, shit, these type of opportunities don't come across. You don't come across these type of opportunities and get this type of exposure every day. Now, if your platform was built up and you booming, shit, crash out. Nigga, we crashing out. Adam, we crashing. But yeah, let's go.
The joke about the homie. You're bringing the homie up in his time of unfortunate news. But I feel like it's this next part that really pissed off a lot of people, especially people close to 4Extra, because Munchie B is now telling 4Extra, hey, listen, man, losing that hand ain't no excuse, homie, right? You was turned up and asking for face before you lost the hand. You better be turning up and asking for face after you lose the hand, or else respect lost.
And what I gotta say to that, I hope you keep the same energy. Hand or no hand. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 40 crip till you die, not till your hand get blown off. You know what I'm saying? So keep the same energy. Because I do it. So I don't want to hear all the BS. You know what I'm saying? I got shot. Fucked up my vision. Guess what? Still outside. Still B-teaming. Podcasting. Making music. Doing whatever I want to do. I got the same energy from before I got shot to right now. So as far as 4Xers, you won't be having no more rings on that finger. That all that banging on the table, that shit over with. Let you do it with your left. But keep the same energy. If not, respect lost. You know what I'm saying?
4Extra has built up the persona of he's indestructible. He's literally Thanos, the Hulk. But he's still human, bro. And I think even though he has caught 10 face back-to-back, then went upstairs afterwards and caught 9 face back-to-back, I feel like it's a tad bit unreasonable to expect that man to still be calling out face, to still be trying to fight everybody, after losing a hand, bro. And I feel like how most people took it, it felt like Munchie B. Now, I'm not trying to instigate, but it felt like Munchie B telling him, yeah, hey, keep that same energy. We're not done with you. That's how I feel like a lot of people took it. Like, hey, bro, we're not giving you sympathy because you lost your hand. Stay on your P's and Q's and keep that same energy. Because 4 Extra homies will respond back to Munchie B. And this is what they had to say. Now, the homie that's responding back to Munchie B, his name is Baby Runner.
Man, I got my young bro, man. I got my little homie, cuz, Baby Runner on the phone, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Man, y'all, hey, BR, Spody.
What's up, bro?
Man, this young Hefe, man.
What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the word, Runner?
Nice to meet you, bro.
All right, nice to meet you as well, Foley.
So, yeah, man, I've been trying to call, you know what I'm saying, Munchie, man. He ain't been answering the phone, so, you know what I'm saying, it's a situation, man, about, you know what I'm saying, about you know, his comments he said on that interview.
Man. What the hell? What the hell?
We didn't really know the extent of how she was emotionally having a hard time in school until.
All right, let's go.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I wish he had the phone. Yeah. But there y'all go, man.
Man, that shit is weird ball shit, bro. Like, at the end of the day, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't here to be, I'm not even here to be, you know, to be all super disrespectful about a nigga or whatever, cause I get cracking, bro. I'm not even on that. I got a short fuse, bro. Keep it a buck. I don't got the energy to be going back and forth with a nigga. But I'm just saying that, damn, cuz the homie going through what, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we keep it in the streets, bro. It's like, but all the street niggas that's got something to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like I don't understand this shit with Munchie, because like, bro, yeah, okay, so you saying this about cuz you making a joke. Okay, both of you saying disabled. If y'all both, y'all could get out now, right?
First off, heck no. Munchie, you my guy.
Blind.
Don't get tricked out of your position, homie. Baby Runner proposing a fight between 4 Extra and Munchie B and claiming that is completely equal now is crazy. First off, Munchie B is blind, 100% blind. He can't see. 4 Extra has one hand and Munchie B has two hands.
You would think
4
that
Extra has vision.
he wasn't blind.
4
though.
Extra still has the left hand. He can still punch with the left hand, okay? If 4 Extra is the fighter that I think he is, he should be ambidextrous or whatever it's called. Right? If he done caught enough county phase, he should know how to throw that left punch. You feel me? He should. My only advice to you, 4 Extra, when you throw the left, it's very easy to throw. No, you gotta straight. You feel me? You gotta jab. When you jab, you gotta turn it. You feel me? So shout out to Baby Runner. I mean, thank you for proposing peace, but that's not fair at all. 4 Extra, even if he only has his left hand, he has his eyesight. Right? The eyesight is the 100% advantage in this situation. It's not even close. I don't care how strong you are. If you blind, you have no chance in a fist fight, especially in a street fight where there's nothing but space and opportunity.
Funny you said that, because look, I was looking at the content that I just seen that this morning that Munchie put out there. And I was kind of looking, I'm like, damn, bro. I'm like, damn, why you going in public like that? You know what I'm saying? Then I did take that stance too. I was like, shit, well, since you know you is pointing out that he disabled now, and then you know in your little situation to make you disabled. So it was funny because I did have that little thought on my mind, just like on some little joke shit. Though. But like, I don't know why shit. I mean, you know, I don't know. I can't say what's on the nigga mind. And on some real nigga shit, damn homies, bro, nigga. If we keeping it to the script, bro, is it cool for a nigga to sit up there, somebody come through the hood, smack a homie, right, or something like that, or smack a homie or something like that, bro? Like, nigga, and y'all didn't do it. Is that gangbanging to be like, oh yeah, nigga, oh your homie got killed? Like, y'all didn't even do it. Like, you talking about an injury that the homie got that you didn't even do, bro. No, you feel me? You celebrating it. You celebrating it like y'all niggas came through or something. You feel me? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, nigga.
That
shit
is weird.
Man, I just think as a whole, man, game banging is stupid, bro. Like at this point, I mean, maybe back in the day it made more sense, but I feel like in today's time, it's so many ways to get money. It's so many ways to like. It's too much things, other things that you could be doing, bro. Now I get it, because I got a lot of family members, close family members that are, that bang and do the whole nine. But at the same time, though, that shit is trash, bro. It's trash. You want to be beefing with niggas all day? God damn. I'm trying to get to it, bro. I'm trying to see the world. I'm trying to, man, like, it's so much out there in the world. The world is bigger than, like, come on, bro. The streets is just is watered down. Nah, bro. Like, find something else to do. Find something. It's plenty of things to do these days. Yeah, let's go.
David, bro, come on.
No, yeah, nigga definitely ain't with that. And I think anybody will feel that type of way, you know what I'm saying, when niggas like floss fagging, like, a nigga homie get knocked down or something happen, even shot, whatever. Let's just not say like that, nigga get shot in the
I guess the best way to figure out if Munchie B's actions are appropriate is to think to yourself, if Munchie B would have blown his hands out, will 4Extra come on the internet to mock Munchie B? I'll be real. I think 4Extra would have himself a time.
What y'all think? I mean, it's not out of the norm for them to be dissing each other, though, because like I said, they already sworn enemies anyway by default, because they from where they from. So I mean, shit. Like, hold on, y'all. Damn, I'm trying to get this watermelon. Motherfucker, good. Like, man, watermelon in the summertime, shit, it be hitting. Or when you first wake up, I'm telling you, man, y'all gotta get with the program. But, like, man, I'm waiting to see how his hand actually looked, though, man. Because, like, from what I seen, they were saying that basically, hold on, I'm gonna pull up this other thing. From what I seen, they was basically saying like, 4Extra hand is not fully blown off and it's still functionable, and he's still gonna be able to fight. So who knows? Because the way that shit looked on that picture, if you would have seen how it looked on that picture, oh my gosh, man, it looked like it was blown to smithereens, bruh. Like, come on. But yeah, I don't know, man. Hold on, what y'all got going on, though, man? How y'all day going, man? We over here reacting to all this shit that's going on. Let's see what Adam talking about. He over here talking about T-Rail again, man. This nigga like, bruh. Hold on. I need to get a toothpick.
Now, one thing that absolutely nobody is bothering to lie about is that T-Rail is broke. Let's talk about it.
Well, how you know that, bro?
Well, he accidentally revealed his YouTube dashboard, and it turns out he was on stream and like he had his YouTube analytics open in one window, and he accidentally showed it for a split second. One of the fans screenshotted it, and it basically shows that in the last month, his entire operation has earned $7,500. Now, keep in mind that money from that has to go to his wife, Heather, as well as Smack. And then they also have to pay for the place where they record. They also have to pay a couple of employees. So a lot of people...
There's no money to pay anybody.
A lot of people...
I've been to a spot.
My estimation, he's podcasting for free. He's basically...
Why you pocket watching, bro? Like, Adam be on T-Rail nuts, bro. You just gobbling on it. Golly. Adam just gobble, 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 gobble. Like, we're going to call it, Adam is the gobble goblin. He's the gobble goblin 22. Goblin 22. Like, if you do YouTube, man, look, let me tell y'all right now. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube page or YouTube channel, whatever the case is, understand this: YouTube fluctuates. So what you gonna earn? What you might earn this month, you might not earn that the next month. That's just how it goes. That's just how the game goes. You know. That's why if you are looking to get into YouTube, man, find a good niche. I would say, yeah, find a good niche and go crazy. But understand that some months are gonna be better than others. That's just how the game goes. But it's like crazy. Like, bro, why do you care so much about what? Like, as if niggas don't have other hustles outside of YouTube. Like, come on, bro. Adam, you just said you going broke. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Breaking even, maybe even losing money.
No, he's losing money because his spot, if he's getting some love, he's 5,000 to 7,000.
And this is the problem with that too, is that at first it was like a warehouse for his girl's clothing line, but the clothing line is basically like bankrupt now, or they're non-operational anymore.
I thought it was merch.
But so at first he was just paying a percentage of the bill for the room in the back. Now he's got to cover the whole rent because the whole business is done. Like they're not selling clothes for girls anymore.
Because looking at the building is like in a like Chatsworth, kind of William Hills type, Canoga Park area.
Okay.
Nice build, not too far from 101.
Right.
The front part is all him. The open area around is all him. And then in the back, they had merch, but he told me it was merch. So I thought it was...
It's the stuff for her clothing line.
Yeah, I thought it was community Fig Community merch. So, but the building at least costing him probably 5 to 7. But maybe he just had a bad month. I mean, what if the other months is...
The thing
60,
is,
70, 80.
The thing is that if you go to Social Blade and look at his views per month, this was a normal month. This was like, he doesn't really do a lot more views than he's doing right now.
So does he have any sponsorships or ad revenue?
Think so.
I don't really watch.
They used to, but they lost them.
Because of the...
Well, because there was a whole controversy where Heather and T-Rail basically at one point were kind of like grooming Kylie Jenner before she was a full-grown woman. Like they were going on double dates with...
Wait, whoa. Adam Goblin 22? Or should I say 16? Because we know what you was doing when you was on tour with what's his name? Your boy Lil Pump. It's crazy how somebody, and I feel like that's just over exaggerating. Like he's trying to like it can't be worse than what you was doing on tour. Adam Guzzler 22. The fuck? What are we talking about? Now, and I think they still sponsored by Prize Pick, but who cares though? Why are you pocket watching stuff like this? This dude, like, it just, hey, your wife was getting cheeks clapped on that boat. Let's talk about that. All that on the yacht, right? Crazy work. Let's go.
Tyga together.
Hold on, bro.
But you know, Tyga was dating Kylie Jenner.
I know that.
And T-Rail was his assistant.
No, he's his manager.
And Heather,
he was his manager.
Heather was her good friend, and they went on double dates together when she was underage and stuff. So I feel like a lot of brands would kind of shy away from doing ad deals with them because of the fact that
How old was she when she was with Tiger?
16, maybe 15. I don't know.
Not 15. No, 16 is still kind of crazy too.
Maybe ChatGPT knows.
So
this ChatGPT Adam messing around with. Y'all know the rest.
They're blaming because he's he's managing Tiger, they get to blame for who he's. Didn't he have a?
Well, but they were going on double dates together.
Isn't there a kid involved over there? Or my trip, Tiger? No, he don't have a kid by her, does he?
No, Travis,
nah, he doesn't.
Travis do.
Kylie Jenner
What?
first met Tiger when she was 14-year-old.
When they were dating.
However, their relationship didn't begin until 2014. Oh, when she was, I guess she was 17.
But that's
I
still a
feel like
violation
I've
in-
seen 16.
That's still a violation.
Noted as when they started.
Now
it's a little blurry because they didn't really like publicly
Now
admit
here's
it
the
publicly.
thing: did the mother, which I'm thinking, give consent?
I don't
Obviously, yeah.
Somebody would have to give consent.
Yeah.
It was too public.
Because I think they were like traveling to Europe together and shit
They
like that.
had
So
to
at
give
that
consent.
point, then you really need.
You got to give consent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and at this point, understanding what I understand, I ain't gonna say too much because of the politics. The mother's with that. You know what I'm saying? The mother's with that. You know, because any normal person, you wouldn't have went for it.
Right.
I wouldn't have went for it.
No.
You're not taking my fucking teenage daughter. We're not doing none of that, right? So you got to understand, like you said, when they're traveling to Paris,
Yeah.
he's not just, bro, like, now, I'm not saying it's right for Tiger to do, but if Tiger had consent, then he's within the means of the law.
Yeah.
Little distasteful publicly, but growing up, when I grew up, that was normal. Grown men in Cadillacs and Jerry curls was pulling up to the high school,
Yep.
picking up their 10th.
And that's a fact. That is exactly a fact because even when I was in high school, the same thing. We used to be, man, we be hating on niggas. Be like, damn, niggas, like, you know, the baddest chicks in school, in high school, you know, you got these older niggas that already graduated, pulling up Corvettes, Mustangs, drop tops, the whole nine, taking all the bad ones. I'm telling you. Whack ain't telling no lies, bro. And I promise you it's still going. It's probably even worse nowadays. It's probably even worse nowadays, bro. I'm telling you. Let's go.
11 and 12 graders.
Jerry curl outside the high school is crazy.
Bro, we talking the 80s and 90s, bro.
No, I believe it, yeah.
No, this real shit. I'm not saying it's right.
When I was 13 and I was in 7th grade, I have the intense memory of realizing that all the girls that I thought were hot in my grade were dating guys who were like 17, 18, etc.
Yeah,
They pick them up in their cars. And this
what's
is like
crazy-
4 years before I got a car.
What's crazy is even back then, I don't think no documented consent was going on, but they pulled up to the houses and dropped them off, picked them up, probably looked out for the parents. That's just what it was. But in this situation, I think you just saying that, bro. I don't
What?
think they call backlash over this dude going somewhere with his.
Hey, you see how that's and I feel like the same way. And it's not me being biased. I just feel like Adam is reaching. He's trying to do anything. One thing, Adam, I will give him. He good with painting narratives, and he's slick with his words. He's slick with words. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's just really trying to he's trying to expose them. He's trying his hardest too. But it's like, that's nowhere near what you did. We know what you did that summer. All right, let's go.
No, they did. And actually, T-Rail responded to it, and he said, "We grooming billionaires, bitch." He was responding to a comment that was saying that you guys were grooming Kylie Jenner. And he looked at the camera and said, "Yeah, we grooming billionaires, bitch."
And that's when they lost it.
And I think that's when all the sponsors kind of head for the hills.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's kind of crazy. I don't know. I just to me, okay, I wonder if T-Rail is going to stick with podcasting, given that he's breaking even. And then I also wonder if at some point, if Heather's going to be like, you know what? I can't just be with a brokey forever. Because I feel like she's carrying an undue part of the weight of, she probably is sick of having to support him.
But you don't know, bro. You don't know what else T-Rail got going on.
No, it's pretty much just this.
No, you see how he just sound confident, like he just know everything that T-Rail does. Nigga, you don't know what he does outside of the podcast, and not let alone he got What Could Go Wrong. He got the other pod that he does on Wednesday. And then on top of that, that's not even to say whatever else that he does outside of, or investments that he has, or him and Heather got. Like, just because your wife might up and leave you and she getting piped down on the yacht, nigga. She might leave your cook head ass. Yeah, like, what? Your wife might leave you. You know what I mean? To get some of that loving from Jason Love. Because she tired of your ass. Now, I can see that happening. I can for sure see that happening, because once you let your girl get piped down by a whole, especially a black man, you know what they say. Once you go black, she ain't coming back. But anyway, I don't think she was even with him. I don't even think Heather was with him for no money. Like, they've been together 13 years, maybe, I think. 13 years. I highly doubt that they're going to fall out over money. I feel like that's like more of a white people thing. I'm just saying. Let's go.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I do. I don't think anybody knows more about him than me.
Huh?
Sound upset.
Y'all got that close?
I feel like I'm pretty invested in his failure, so I've been paying pretty good attention. Yeah.
Well, why did he branch off from AD? Because at worst they was in one location. AD's doing pretty well, right?
I mean, that I think is kind of the revealing part to a lot of people, is that it's like T-Rail gets way more views than AD. So if he's making,
does he?
If T-Rail's breaking even, then AD, I don't know.
See, look, this is how you know Adam is just trying to do anything he can to like speak negative on Rail, because you see, if you notice, he ain't trying to say nothing bad about AD. That nigga know better. Should I say the 16 stir? Gobble, gobble, goblin 22. Let's go.
No, AD got other stuff going on.
He makes music.
Not music. He got marijuana deals.
Okay.
Like legal deals. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I know he has other stuff going on, but I don't be keeping up with. But
I guess like the crazy thing for me about realizing that T-Rail's breaking even on podcasting is that it's like he was making pretty good money at No Jumper. And when he left, I think he was making pretty good money for a little while. So I know that he's regretting leaving so bad now, because it's like when he was here, he had an actual job that was profitable. And now that he's working for himself, he's just treading water.
So the question... He
was never making money there. What are you talking about? He wasn't even making money there. He making more than he was making at... What is Adam talking about?
The question is, what can we do to help him?
I don't know. Maybe we could like do a Secret Santa for his family when it's Christmas time.
No, how about we present a run and we all do it together?
What if we help get Heather on a dating app so she can find somebody who's down to...
That's his wife, bro. Right? Listen. Okay, let me ask you something.
I think we need to...
No, you already got your wife slutted out. Like, that's so, like, what? What are you talking about? Adam Gobbin Guzzler. What are you talking about, man? You done slutted your wife out. She getting bagged and tagged. Everybody not like you, man. That's your thing. That's your thing, man. You ain't no better than Diddy. Adam is no better than Diddy, man. You just more pale skin.
To do a GoFundMe for them.
If No
to get back on
Jumper
their
was
feet.
to fall, do you think Lena would leave you?
No.
Yes.
So what makes you think the black woman would lead a black man.
She's been dealing with this for so long that it's just kind of.
Then it been dealing with you.
Because I remember when he had the Tiger contracts, he was doing this thing. He was all right. So
I know, but she bought in at that point, and now his shit's all fucked up. So you got to just wonder, like, in her head, is she just going to let him fuck up forever?
You do know his strength in the black community.
Not in that family, particularly.
How do you know that?
Well,
I mean, I don't know, because you act like you know some,
okay, you just
have
said
you had
that,
some one-on-ones with Heather or something?
I think that would probably change her life. But all I'm saying is that you say there's strength in the black community. Well, this particular black man has one arm, so he's not very strong. He has very little physical strength. Did you see Rich Trapper putting his grundle on his neck?
The fuck is a grundle?
I just
know he's on Grindr.
It's the space between your balls and your asshole.
Oh shit.
So they were doing a podcast together, and T-Rail started telling Rich Trapper that he could beat him in a jiu-jitsu match. And Rich Trapper threw him on the couch and wrapped his legs around his head. Now, Rich Trapper is allegedly a gay man. And
Definitely, he got caught on Grindr.
And T-Rail also has some rumors that he might be a bisexual man.
Nah, T-Rail, come on, bro.
I don't know. It was kind of shocking.
Did T-Rail just do something? Because I know he went at academics, because you own a T-Rail bashing. Did I miss?
Are we not in this together? Because you are supposed to be a big opt.
No, but my thing is we take people down with the facts. We can't be making shit up. Now, the grundle shit, if that's what you call it, I don't know what.
Do you want to see the clip?
Yeah, we do know Rich Trapper is gay. We call.
Oh shit. Oh, hey man. Damn. My nigga Rich Trapper done caught a stray. Shit. He done caught a stray, man. Oh no. But hey, there was a video of him getting caught on a Grindr. I didn't even know what the hell Grindr was until that happened. But allegedly, he said that it was his one of his assistants or something like that, which is still crazy. But yeah. But yeah, Adam is reaching, bro. He's for sure reaching.
Caught him on Grindr. We know that.
But I don't think we know that. We shouldn't say definitively, but it does seem
allegedly.
It seems very, very likely.
Yeah. So
based on what I've seen.
But I don't
think
you attacking Heather. I don't think Heather would lay down on her man, bro.
Okay, let's watch this. This is
not like how your girl lay down.
Thank you right now. And me and Smack jump you, homie, for saying some bullshit.
I'll probably whoop y'all niggas. Nigga, I do this shit every day.
We'll beat the shit out of you, homie.
No.
No, for real, no.
Man, we can do a challenge. No, y'all my niggas, but we can do a challenge.
Work the challenge.
Look how he throws him on the couch, wraps his legs.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, I choked the shit out your ass.
Damn, he put his nuts on his back.
Okay, you
Put
tell
his
me
nuts
if I'm
on his
crazy,
neck, bro. That's crazy.
Does that indicate that your guest has no respect for you, and that realistically you've probably lost the respect of everybody else who works for you?
That was a bad look.
No,
I don't understand how he let that happen. To me, that's just like you can't just let that shit happen.
And he violated the orange couch.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna ask you a question because you mentioned a name, and I know him.
Sure.
And I met him about 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a chance to ask him, what's his thoughts about T-Rail?
Who?
Gucci.
Gucci Mane?
Is that his name? The dude from Hoover.
Oh, Gumby.
Gumby. What's his thoughts about?
We've had some conversations, but I'll leave that until we actually do a podcast.
Yeah, I've never, I know him. I met him like right when he first got out.
I mean, it's got to be weird for anyone who really like has lived and died by the fucking Hoover sword over the years to have somebody who's really kind of like a wishy-washy participant in that kind of stuff out here, really like doing a podcast, acting like they are a member in a way that, to me, I really don't think they are. So
no, he's definitely from Hoover.
Well, he's from the street Hoover, but he never got put on to become an actual member. He was kind of living off his brother's name.
T-Rail from what, Fire Deuce?
Well, he grew up around there. Yeah, his brother is a real member.
Gumby, I don't know, from A-Tray 107. He was something over there.
Okay.
Gumby's a real motherfucking Hoover, though.
No.
Like, I know him. We didn't talk business. He did a bunch of time. He sued him, got a bunch of money out the state. No, I was just one. I've never asked him how, and I've never heard them applying any pressure. Like when T-Rail was up here, did that ever go on with, it was a possible
No, because
problem?
why would they really care about that? But I think that once you start a podcast that is really kind of like repping the
back on feed,
because, you know, they have the Orange Couch, they're doing interviews with people, they're the name of it really infers it. Definitely people feel the way about it, but it hasn't really come to a head, and I don't want to be the one to push that issue. So
are they tripping?
You talking about you don't want to be the one to push the issue, but yet you're talking about it though. But when nobody asks about it, nobody cares. If somebody cared, trust me, something would have been happened. Like what? That is so corny, bro. That is a cornball move, man. You have no aura. You're a 40-year-old man who letting his wife get plucked by a black man, must I say. Speaking about another man you obsessed with, gobbling his nutsacks all through your shit. Couldn't even finish the damn word. We finna get off of that though, man. We finna go ahead and react to some more shit, man. I just feel like he's reaching. He's trying his hardest to like destroy, and you just can't. You can't do it. You failing miserably. Oh, matter of fact, let's go ahead and get into some more because I want to see what Spotty Face had to say about this whole situation with Aaron the plumber and Fo Extra. Please shout out Ann Hefe. Oh, hold on, bro. Yeah, I don't want that. I want to get copyright. You're gonna have to take that out. So what's the good old deal with the good old people? It's young Ann Hefe. Don't care about nothing with what the check say. And if you hit that notification, man, shout out Ann Hefe, man. Let's go ahead. You would press that button,
and if you ring that notification bell, I'm gonna bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people, man? It's Hot Topics with your boy Young and Hefe, and I'm here to deliver you another one like the other one. The recipient of Hot Topics is Spotty Face. Yeah, y'all know Spotty Face. Spotty Face tapped in.
We gotta get Aaron another fan, man. Man, he be known for that. Hey, that fan in that background, boy. We gotta get you another fan. You know, get you one of them quiet joints. Salute on the content though. Let's go.
For y'all that don't know, for y'all that do know, if you know, you know. However, Spotty Face tapped in with me, you know what I'm saying? Had a nice little phone call with him, you know what I'm saying? That's the Brody, you know what I'm saying? We been had a connection, you know what I'm saying? We been doing things, you feel me? So, you know, he just wanted to tap in and let it be known. You know, he on his way home. He got a few months left.
Free him.
You know what I'm saying? He maxed out. I think he said the date was September 28th. Get ready for him. You know what I'm saying? He ready to hit this media space. You know what I'm saying? Get off the ground. Get things running. You know what I'm saying? He ready to push that peace. You know what I'm saying? He ready to push that peace. You know what I'm saying? Help those that's lost find their ways and stuff like that. But look, I don't want to hold you guys too much longer. You know what I'm saying? We definitely talked about 4 extras. You know, that was the elephant in the room. I definitely wanted to respect his privacy, being that that was his family member, but it was the elephant in the room. And being that he kind of made mention towards it, that was my clue to ask about it. I asked about it as I expected. He kept it subtle, kept it short, you know, kept it real. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we definitely about to get into this content. And you already know, man, it's the halfway and the half effect, man. But I'm not about to commentate. Ain't no need for me to commentate after a phone call that I'm speaking to somebody on. This phone call is kind of like interviewish like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what you can call it. But it's some content for y'all to hear from Spody Face, his point of view, what he been going through these last months, man.
Okay.
Please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, thank you for using T-Netics. You may start the conversation now.
Hello?
What's the deal, bro? What's the
Man,
deal?
what's the deal with my bro, man? What's happening with you? How you doing?
Oh, man, just chilling. Knocking down these last little few days, man, ready to come home. You know how it be.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. That held you long enough, man. I know they ain't gave you so many different release dates.
Yeah, been official now, man, September 28th. They can't hold me longer than that, so that's my absolute discharge day. So September 28th.
That's that max
That's when I'm
out.
coming home.
That's July,
That's
August.
that
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
max
like 2
absolutely.
out.
months.
I know you ready to get out and get to it.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. It's that time, man. It's that time, man. I'm tired of being on ice.
Man, most definitely, most definitely. How you feeling though? Like I'm saying, spiritually and mentally though.
Spiritually, you know, it's always there, man. That's the only thing that get me through. You know what I mean? Building that mind and that body. But mentally, you know, it's easy peasy, man. I'm on S time right now. So, you know, I'm in a hole right now, but I'm just working out, you know, reading and watching TV. That's all you can do up in here, but shit. I ain't got no time to be stressing or nothing like that. It's already here. I did most of it, so you know, I'm in high spirits.
Most definitely. What they got? I know they got you in like Arizona. What they got you at, like a little private prison or something like that, or they got you in that or they got you like on them little yards. I remember like a few years ago when the California jails was getting packed. They were sending people out there to like those those yards in like Arizona, Oklahoma, and stuff like that. That's what that is.
Yeah, correct. I mean that's how I actually got out here to do Arizona time because I was on one of them yards and I ended up catching the in-house in there. But right now, I'm in a Supermax right now. They SMU. It's like the shoe out here. So I ain't on a regular yard no more. I'm in a hole. So but yeah, I was on a little regular little yard, not a private prison this time.
Okay. Hey, so look, I was in the feds, right? When I was in the feds, right? So I know I don't. It should be the same way, but I want to ask a question because I want to make sure it's the same way in the state out there. So they be having like Mexicans out there in Arizona, like Mexicans or like let's just say whites is different races, and they be like Bloods and they be like Crips. You know, send them to the streets, but when they come to jail, they gotta ride with their people, with their Mexicans. You know anything about that, or can you
Yeah, it's
elaborate on anything
exactly
like
like
that?
that. Yeah, it's exactly like that out here. Unlike back home, you feel me in California, you know, wherever you from, that's who you rock with when you come to prison. It ain't like that out here. They do have like Mexicans and white boy Crips and Bloods, and even because you know it's a big Native American population out here as well. So you'll
Exactly.
have natives.
Indeed.
Yeah, you have natives come and they be Crips or Bloods, but they gotta run with their people. Like it's not. You have the few that come in, they be like, nah, I'm from a black hood, I'm rocking with the blacks. But
Man.
Output One is a collection of FX
Yo,
plugins,
politics is like
samples,
crazy work,
instruments, and creative tools. It's time.
Let's go.
majority of them, they come and they rock with their people. That's what I be on out here. Like, dang, that's crazy. And for the most part, they be like fake good. You know what I'm saying? When they get out. So, but in all fairness, in Arizona, like they got whole Mexican hoods that's just Crips, whole Mexican hoods that's just black. That's just Bloods, but no black people in their hoods. So, you know, if I put that in perspective.
Yeah, and that's
That's
crazy
crazy. I
right
didn't know
there. I'm
that.
glad like you elaborated on that. And that's crazy right there. 'Cause see, I didn't know. I kind of knew it was something like that, but I wasn't sure. So it's just crazy that they got all Mexican Crip hoods and all Mexican white
Correct.
hoods and blood hoods, and then white boys. Then when they come to
Correct.
jail, they own. That don't even matter. They don't. So they come to jail, they merge up
Yo,
with
man,
the Southsiders and then
correct.
merge up with the skinheads and stuff like that. But on the streets, you a Crip or blood.
That's crazy work.
Yeah,
That's funny.
like you know, for the most part back home, like if it's something racial or whatever, like it just be whatever between them two races. But out here, it's crazier because it's everybody versus the blacks. Like if it's a riot, like the natives, what we call them chiefs, the natives, the white boys, the Mexicans, everybody, they all pile up on the brothers in here.
What?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Damn.
Even
But
to like
I
the
don't know why I'm
outfits.
saying what. Like I'm surprised because that's how the odds be. Like I ain't gonna even lie. Like in the feds, it was the same thing. I ain't gonna lie. I experienced it. It was like basically everybody against the blacks for real.
Yeah, even to like in California, it'd be like brothers and others, like the Pacific Islanders or the Samoans, the Tongans, and all the like. It's a lot of them that come out here, the Asians, and they run with the Mexicans.
Wow.
You got some that run with the brothers. Yeah, like you got some that run with the brothers, but majority of them, nah, they be pushing with them. Like you had like the ones who know better, like the Usos and the Tucos, like Tongans and the Samoans. There, majority of them run with the brothers, but it's a lot of them that don't. Like all the Chinese and Japanese, they all them run with the Mexicans, all of them.
Oh damn, yeah, that's crazy, bro. That shit. So whole yard against small population of blacks. That's crazy. How most hated. Man, we be in them prison systems, man. That's dang.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Man, yeah, man. So hey, I know you kind of know the boy, Aaron the plumber, man. I had spoke to him like a month back. You feel me? Like a month or two back. He was training with my boxer partner, pro boxer, Shannon Briggs or whatever. You know, from there, I guess he had kind of like served ties and start training with somebody else. But he like into like this little celebrity little boxing little match and stuff right now and stuff. So I know your cousin was trying to, you know what I'm saying, get with him, was targeting him and trying to get with him, but it seemed like he was kind of like, dodging that fade and trying to go for a lesser fade. Man, you been seeing any of that?
Yeah, I've been I've been in contact with both of them. Aaron, that's my boy. Like I really know him. Like I said, like he been telling people like we was really on the yard together. Like you know what I mean. Been in plenty of skits together. He do his stuff, bro. Like as far as when he was in the pen with me, like he was on his stuff. But a lot of that got to do with out of the love and the respect that he has for me.
For sure.
You feel me? But as far as like like a conflict of interest type stuff, you know what I mean? But I definitely told him like, bro, it's a bag out there for y'all. You know what I mean? If you want it, go get it. I ain't got no dog in the race. That's my brother, you know what I'm saying, and that's my cousin. But at the end of the day, if they could get some money out of it or turn it into something positive or productive, I know they be trolling each other and all, like, over the internet, but it ain't really like that. It ain't no beef. Like I said, that's my boy and that's my cousin. You know what I mean? I want to see it, to be honest. You know what I mean? So,
Me, I was for sure expecting to see that, bro. Hopefully, well, now yeah, I don't even think that's gonna happen no more because Bradusky then lost his hand ski. Shit. He done lost his damn hand, man. What?
Well, I want to see it. If they could get a bag out of it, that'd be dope. But I definitely talked to him, and you know what I mean. I told him like, bro, you ain't got to worry about that being my cousin or nothing like that. Like, if you want to fight you know what I'm saying, take it to the backyard. You know what I mean. So, and it's a bag on the table. So, I always want to see black, you know what I'm saying, people get their money, bro.
Yeah, and that's crazy, right? Just because I wasn't really up on him, but when I did come in contact, you know what I'm saying, with him, you know what I'm saying, it was like I think it was during the time he was doing those like 20+1s or 10+1 with the little women and stuff like that. So, that was like a very low controversial segment for him to where like it blew up, you know what I'm saying, it went viral. He got fired from his little plumbing job. And then it was all he wrote from there, you know what I'm saying, to his little road to stardom to where up into where he at now. Right? You know what I'm saying? So but oh yeah, so bam, so it was crazy seeing all this, right? And then I was kind of hearing that he was supposedly been in the streets, but could nobody really confirm it. And then you had you speaking like, no, I know, bro, we ain't been in jail, you know what I'm saying, back to back. I don't know if y'all had got like in a riot or like a little melee or something like that. But I had just seen somebody spent like some content on him, like one of these content creators spent some content on him about when he was out there in Oklahoma. I guess when he was in Oklahoma, he was turned up, and I guess that's when he was banging and stuff like that.
Hold on, what the? Come on, man.
Now
Damn.
that I use Monday Service, AI makes solving tickets my form of meditation. Monday Service.
Yeah, I only could speak to and attest to what I seen personally, and I was in Arizona with him, but I was in Oklahoma as well. But yeah, I when I was in Arizona with him, like he was programming, and you know out here like we run land. It don't matter where you from, Crip Blood, Damu, Keyway, Hoover, whatever the case is, Paru. When you come out here, like we OT, so we run land, which is California. The people that don't know, like we all push like California, which is the land. So we all together, you know what I mean? But he ain't never did no buster shit when I was around him. He was
Yeah, for
on this,
sure.
you know what I mean? He was on that he was on that type of time. I ain't never seen him turn down nothing. He'd be the aggressor. Like he was on that, bro. You
Yeah,
feel me? I don't know what's going on or what transpired over the course of me being in jail. But like I said, what I seen for myself, like he was on that, bro. Yeah, we done been in plenty of skits, like I said, riots and all that, and he held
Yeah,
it down every time. Like
I ain't never seen him. I ain't never seen him do nothing. No Buster stuff. Like I said, when I spoke to him, I just kind of really like told him like what my dislike. What my dislike was that I seen, not my dislike for him because I don't dislike him, but I was just telling him, they had him on like one of these shows, and they had him like fighting with somebody that was what can I say? It was like a gay person he was fighting with. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, bro, that ain't a good look. You a straight male. You shouldn't be on them comedy shows fighting. You know what I'm saying? Gays. Definitely if you a person out the street and you had some street. You had some.
Yeah, because I agree with that. I'm gonna probably leave that right there though, but I agree with that because imagine getting your whooped by somebody out of the pause community. I don't even think you could ever even come back from that. Like getting your ass whooped by somebody from the LGBTQ community. That's more scarier than getting, man. Damn. Yeah, like that's that, man. I don't even think there's no coming back from that. That is like the epitome of embarrassing. Like this shit crazy. Man, I'm gonna see if he gonna talk about. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah. Hold on. Matter of fact, 'cause I think he gonna talk about the whole little thing with 4Extras. Let's go.
you feel me? That's somebody that another brother that made it that's able to change a lot of situations and help save a lot of people's lives and change a lot of people's lives around them. So I'm definitely happy to see my bro blow up. But as far as the paperwork and stuff right now, I don't know, bro. My ears ain't to the streets with that. I heard about it. I ain't seen it. I ain't did my due diligence. You know what I'm saying? But like I told him when he interviewed me on his show, it's like, bro, like you got an opportunity that most people don't never get. You gotta weigh out. Like capitalize. I tell my cousin the same shit. Like, bro, fuck this shit. Fuck the street shit. Like it's time to get rich. We done did ours. We real niggas. It's our turn, bro. Like, so whatever the case is, like I said, bro, like, I hate to say it, but the street shit, it ain't getting you nowhere, bro. Like, you feel me? And I know he wanted to hang on to his G card or whatever the case, but I like, bro, you know what you're about, you know what you done did. Like, you got an opportunity. Take it. Get on the lead the street shit alone and just be a regular civilian, bro. Go by Aaron. And I'm thinking that it's even that he taking my advice and
Oh, that's Aaron the plumber.
Correct.
Yeah. No, most definitely. No, for sure. Yeah, man. So it looked like he got him a little promotional team and stuff like that, a little management team, and it looked like he about to fight somebody. Whoever he fight though, I don't know who he is though. You know what I'm saying? Look like a bum, but we'll see what happened. Hopefully, after that, we can get some. You know what I'm saying? More exciting fights or whatnot and stuff like that. But on another note, man, I talked to some of your people today, man. Some of your good old people, man, that tapped in with me, man. Runner and Pee Wee had tapped in with me and called me. I was chopping it up with them a little bit earlier and stuff.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Like I told you before,
You have 1 minute left.
We talk on and off the record, man. I love them bridges that you know what I'm saying, that you trying to, you know what I'm saying, close in, you know what I'm saying, trying to gap them bridges. I love that, man. You know what I'm saying? What you doing in the content that you bring in, you keeping it dope, you keeping it real, you know what I'm saying, and you playing fair. So that's always a good thing. You know what I mean? A couple of years ago, we couldn't even imagine no type of neighborhood and no gangsters on the line, or just really communicating and keeping lines of communications open. You know what I'm saying?
And that's just called growth, my people. That's just growth. You know, it's okay to grow up, man. You know, like a lot of niggas be stuck on kid BS, man. It's okay to grow up. It's okay, man. It's like I said, there's too many opportunities out here. It's too much, you know, it's too much money to be made. It's so much things out here to do than to be distracted by a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But let's go. Oh, matter of fact, shout out to Inside Flick, because I did tell them I'm gonna check out their content. So y'all go check out or I'm gonna show y'all real quick. I almost forgot, man. I'm gonna check them out, see what they got going on. All right, yeah. So hold on, let me pull it up for y'all. So look, shout out to this channel right here. They actually messaged me a couple days ago. Here's their page right here, Insight Flick. This is probably one of their most recent videos I'm gonna react to. You know, we're gonna see what's going on. We're gonna see what the content is doing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them though. Make sure y'all go follow up, show them some love. Let's go.
Kardashian dates a high-status man. Things seem to go really wrong for him after the relationship ends. Their career starts to fail, their image is always damaged, and their life goes to absolute shit. It's gotten so bad to the point people started calling this strange pattern the Kardashian curse. Meanwhile, the women on the other side have consistently seen growth in both their business and reputation. There's more to it than most people realize. This curse might actually be part of a real plan that has led the Kardashians to building their billion-dollar empire.
Hey, how do y'all feel about that though? Do y'all feel like the Kardashians really got like a curse around their whole family? Because what he's saying is actually like low-key facts. Everybody we seen that dealt with one of the Kardashians, look at the dad. The dad, he didn't turn into a whole transformer. Then you got, you know, Lamar Odom, Tyga, Travis. Like after each one of these dudes then dealt with a Kardashian, Kanye, they life just starts spiraling out. Like, it's crazy.
Plan built by the head of the family, Kris Jenner. She created a system to turn her family into the most powerful and famous family on TV, using the men as stepping stones. And you know what? It worked. So sit back, grab something to munch on, and let's jump right into this wild story.
That's crazy work.
Kim Kardashian wasn't some poor girl trying to make it big. She was born into money. Her father, Robert Kardashian, was a well-known lawyer. He was one of the lawyers who helped defend O.J. Simpson in his famous trial. Kim also had one foot in the world of fame and celebrity. Even when she worked at her dad's office, she dreamed about being in Hollywood. She also started a small business organizing and cleaning out celebrity closets. Some of her clients were big names like Cindy Crawford and Serena Williams. But her big break came when she became a personal stylist for the singer Brandy. Brandy's brother, Ray J, was a popular singer at the time. He was a teenage sensation in the early 2000s with hits like One Wish. He was also acting in TV shows and movies. Ray J was on the path to becoming a huge star, and Kim saw that as her chance to get in the spotlight. Kim and Ray J started dating. Before this, Kim had already been married once. At just 19, she married a music producer named Damian Thomas.
Oh, I forgot Reggie Bush. She did date Reggie Bush. Man, whatever happened with that? She did date Reggie Bush. That's crazy. Or am I tripping?
She later said she was under the influence of drugs.
That for sure. That other picture was for sure not him. That was the other picture was Reggie. Okay, so okay. So I'm not tripping.
Married, and also said he was abusive. But back then, Kim wasn't famous. Most people only knew her as Ray J's girlfriend. That changed in a big way when a private video of her and Ray J leaked. The tape was filmed in 2003, during Kim's 23rd birthday trip at a luxury resort. Kim later claimed she was high during the filming and said she never wanted the tape released. But in 2007, it was sold to a company called Vivid Entertainment. They bought it for over $1 million and released it to the public. It became a massive hit, making over $1.6 million in just 6 weeks. At first, Kim acted like she was angry. She sued the company, but then settled the case for $5 million and reluctantly allowed the release of the tape. But many people believe she wasn't so upset after all. In fact, it seemed like this was all part of a bigger plan. Kim had worked as a stylist for Paris Hilton, who was not only her childhood friend, but also one of the biggest reality stars at the time. Paris had a similar tape leak in 2003. Right before her show, The Simple Life, came out. The show was a huge success, and her fame exploded. Sound familiar? Just a few months after Kim's tape came out, the first season talked about the tape and got a lot of attention. Many people believe that this was no accident. A journalist named Ian Halperin even wrote a book saying that Kim's mom, Kris Jenner, helped plan the tape's release after getting advice from someone close to Paris Hilton. If that's true, it means the whole thing was completely planned. And you know what? It worked. The tape was the start of Kim's rise to stardom.
That's sad. Like the mom, like what type of mom is that, bro? Like what type of mom, you know, basically her mom pimping out her daughters or her daughter. That's crazy. That's basically what that is for some bread.
But while Kim's fame was growing fast, Ray J's success started to fade. At first, he got some attention too. He released a new album called All I Feel and had a hit song called Can I. He even got his own reality dating show called For the Love of Ray J. But after that, things went downhill. His music didn't chart like before. He wasn't getting many acting roles either. In 2013, he released a song called Hit It First, clearly about Kim. It got some buzz because of the topic, but not because it was good music. Later, Ray J had legal problems too, like assault charges. Now, most people don't talk about his music or his talent. They just remember him as the guy in Kim Kardashian's tape. His career never recovered, while Kim became a global star. After Ray J, Kim moved on quickly. Her next relationship was with someone even more respected at the time, Reggie Bush. And this was a very big deal. Reggie wasn't just some regular football player. He was one of the top running backs in college football at USC. He won the Heisman Trophy, which is one of the biggest awards a college football player can get. That means he was seen as one of the top players in the entire country. Reggie was already being talked about as a future NFL star. Everyone believed he was going to be the next big thing in football, just like Kim was becoming the next big thing in reality TV. So when they met at the ESPY Awards in 2007 and became a couple, people were obsessed. They looked perfect together. The rising talented running back had just won a Heisman a couple years back, and Kim, a rising TV star? Their relationship became a big focus on the second season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Viewers loved watching them. There was even drama for the cameras. One example was when Kim made a calendar for Reggie, and her mom, Kris Jenner, leaked the photo to the public without permission, trying to take advantage of the tape attention. It worked. Season 2 of the show got a big bump in viewership. More and more people were watching. Kim's popularity shot up. Is
it safe to say that Kim Kardashian mom is the puppet master? And on top of that too, like, damn, Kim love her some chocolate, man. She loves black dudes. That's all Ray J, Kanye, Reggie Bush, the other dude, the Damon or whatever his name is, like, that's like they family love black dudes. Is that a coincidence, or do y'all think that they just vampires and they use you up, and then when they know, oh yeah, all the sisters, not to mention Lamar Odom, Travis Scott, Tyga, like it seemed like they family only date black guys and they just use them up and then move on to the next. That's crazy.
No longer just the girl from the tape. Now she was a household name. Meanwhile, Reggie was busy with football, and both of them had very busy schedules. That caused tension. They eventually broke up, saying the long distance and work made it hard to stay together. The show made it look like Kim was heartbroken, crying in bed and eating fast food, but that didn't last long. They got back together again during season 4, but it didn't last. They broke up for good shortly after. And like before, the show seemed to try and make Kim look like the strong one while Reggie looked bitter. In season 5, Kim bought a new house and started hanging out with other athletes. Meanwhile, Reggie was made to look like a jealous ex. This kind of storytelling became a pattern in the show. Kim always came out on top, and Reggie's life, not so great. At first, it seemed like he was doing okay. He won a Super Bowl with the New Orleans Saints in 2009, but then things went very wrong. In 2010, a huge scandal came out. It was discovered that Reggie had accepted illegal gifts while he was a student at USC. He and his family had been living in a rent-free home and received free travel.
And you know what the crazy part about the irony about this whole thing, that whole thing with Reggie Bush? Y'all want to know the most ironic thing is that now that's not illegal no more. Now you see athletes out here chillied up before they even get to the NFL or the NBA. They walking around with diamond chains and bust down watches and foreign cars. That's crazy. That's bad timing at its finest. Like, man.
Cash and hotel stays, all of which are against NCAA rules. The punishment was harsh. USC had to erase all of Reggie's wins from 2005, and most painfully, Reggie had to return his Heisman Trophy. That had never happened before. After that, Reggie's image was badly damaged. He went from being a rising football star to someone tied to scandals and regrets. He retired in 2017, and even though he had a long career, most people now call him one of the most overhyped players in NFL history. And Kim, she had no problem moving on. Her career kept rising. She launched a new business, appeared on more magazine covers, and her brand kept growing. The curse hit Reggie hard, but for Kim, it was just another step up the ladder. Not long after she and Reggie Bush called it quits, Kim Kardashian found herself with another athlete, this time an NBA player named Kris Humphries. Now, Kris wasn't a huge celebrity, but he was a solid basketball player. He had been in the NBA since 2004 and kept getting better year after year. In 2010, he signed an $8 million deal with the New Jersey Nets, and many considered it the peak of his career. He was playing well, his stats were improving, and he was getting real respect on the court. And right around the time he was finally reaching his prime, Kim entered the picture. What a coincidence, right? Their relationship moved fast, very fast. They started dating in late 2010, and just 5 months later, Kris proposed. The whole thing was super public, and of course, became a major storyline on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Season 6 was all about the fairy tale. The producers captured every sweet and traumatic moment, from the planning, to the arguing, to the surprise proposal. And the wedding? It was a massive event. It wasn't just a wedding, it was a television special. A 2-part episode called Kim's Fairy Tale Wedding aired, and it was everywhere. News shows, magazines.
Fairy Tale Wedding? Man, Hollywood is crazy. I didn't even know she got married before Kanye, before she was married to Kanye. I didn't know that.
Blogs, everyone talked about it. People couldn't get enough of this perfect couple. But here's the thing, Kris Humphries seemed to be truly in love. He acted like he wanted a real marriage. But for Kim, it felt more like a publicity opportunity. At least, that's what it looked like. Just before the wedding, she released a limited edition fragrance called Kim Kardashian Love, and it was promoted as the official wedding perfume. The whole event seemed more like a business move than a love story. Fancy wedding episodes always bring in tons of viewers, and this one did exactly that. Then, just 72 days later, Kim filed for divorce. She cited irreconcilable differences, but never gave a clear reason. People immediately suspected the whole thing was fake, just for the cameras. Even Kim's former publicist said it was staged. And Kris, he was crushed. 2 months after Kim filed for divorce, he asked the court for an annulment, which is different from a divorce. An annulment basically means the marriage never legally happened. That's how strongly he felt he had been tricked. He didn't want any part of being tied to Kim in public records. As usual, the show did not paint Kris in a good light. They used edited clips to make him look like the bad guy. He came off as jealous, rude, and even kind of dumb. Kim looked strong and graceful, while Kris looked like a fool. He was mocked on social media and booed at basketball games. People didn't even care about his actual career anymore. He became a tabloid character, Kim Kardashian's ex-husband. Now here's where it gets tricky. In 2012, Kris actually had the best year of his basketball career. He signed a $24 million deal with the Nets and played well.
Shit. 24 mil? Damn. Give up about a Kim K. It's Kim K. I got 24 mil, 24 M's. But look, at the same time though, man, this is kind of starting to look like a curse. I'm just saying. Let's go.
In 2015, but after that, things went downhill fast. He started getting traded from team to team, the media frenzy and the divorce drama followed him everywhere. He became less focused, less social, and more anxious. All of it, the attention, the humiliation, the public pressure, hit him hard, and he admitted it. He once said he knew what he was getting into, but didn't realize how bad it would feel. What really hurt him was people thinking the whole marriage was fake. He had believed it was real. Eventually, he retired from the NBA in 2019, but instead of being remembered as a talented player, Chris Humphries is mostly remembered as that guy Kim married for 72 days. The curse had struck again. He had a promising career and a rising future, but the moment he stepped into the Kardashian world, everything changed. He became just another name on a long list of men who thought they were in love, but ended up as stepping stones in the Kardashian empire. So far, it's been all about Kim, but let's not pretend she's the only one in the family who's followed this strategy. The spotlight didn't just land on Kim. As Keeping Up with the Kardashians gained popularity, her sisters got more screen time too, and that meant they got to follow the same playbook. Khloe Kardashian, in particular, didn't waste any time. In fact, her first public relationship looked a lot like Kim's earlier, full of drama and publicity. And the first man to experience the curse through her was NBA player Rashad McCann. At the time, Rashad was...
Wait, what? What the hell? What the helly? Damn, they been with a lot of dudes, bro. They been with a lot of people. Shit. Damn. Hey, but you know what I find funny is that they've been passed around. That in the black community, we would call them, they've been passed around, right? And it's crazy how America looks at them as like royalty, right?
What do you mean by that?
And not looked at as like basically rich hoes. Rich 304s, man. Rich 304s. 304s. Shit. Hold on, man, because they over here. It seemed like, man, I'm telling y'all, it seemed like every time. It seemed like they cut the grass every day. We're going to wait for them to go by a little bit. But it's crazy how they don't get looked at as like modern day, just 304s with money. They just, what do you call it? Damn near escorts. Really, if you want to think about it, because they just get move on to the next guy. They get with somebody. Once they not fucking with them no more, they move on to the next guy. If that ain't a 304, I don't know what is. And then on the flip side, you got black women, get what is it called? They get damn, man. Okay, there we go. They get branded a lot of times as, 304s. But then the Kardashians don't, just because then you have what's that girl name that was with Kevin Gates? Somebody in the comments could tell me the girl that was that was with Kevin Gates. I forgot her name, but she's considered a pass around, but she's done the same thing as the Kardashians, dealing with high profile men. I don't care how much money somebody then got, or how prominent or how high status of somebody that you deal with. A spade is a spade, bro. But it's just crazy to me how like the public eye pushes the narrative and make them look like they like royalty when they're doing a lot of things, if not more or the same shit that some of these black women do. That's crazy. And they get demonized more, but then they get treated like they doing something special when we know they whole claim to fame is gobbling balls. Shit. Let's go.
No nobody. He was actually doing really well in the league. He had a strong college career and was known for his skills on the court. People were talking about him as one of the next big stars in basketball. Things were looking bright. And then he started dating Chloe. Now, it's said that they met through Reggie Bush. Remember him? Kim's football boyfriend. That's another interesting layer to how these celebrity circles always seem to mix. Almost immediately after going public with Chloe, Rashad's image began to take a hit. The relationship became the talk of tabloids, and his name popped up more in gossip headlines than in sports news. The big scandal came when it was revealed on Keeping Up with the Kardashians that Rashad had cheated on Chloe. That was a major blow.
Oh,
it made
I
him look
remember
like
him.
a
Okay.
heartless jerk and
Didn't he
painted
do it
Chloe
like in a
as
club
the
or something
sweet,
like that?
innocent victim. The audience believed it. His image took a massive hit, and fans didn't look at him the same way again. After the scandal, Rashad's basketball career took a nosedive. He was traded to the Sacramento Kings, and things never got back on track. He didn't get re-signed. Then, he was briefly picked up by the Houston Rockets, but that deal was quickly taken back. He had another shot with the Cleveland Cavaliers, but he didn't even show up to training camp. From being a promising player with serious potential, he quickly became someone no team wanted to deal with. One season after another, it was bad news, and he just couldn't bounce back. He did find some brief success outside of the NBA. In 2017, he was drafted #1 in the Big 3 League, a basketball league for former pro players. But even that didn't last long. He retired from the league just a year later. Looking back, Rashad himself admitted that the relationship with Chloe messed up his career. He once said that he could have easily made $60 to $70 million in his career if he'd have stayed away from the Kardashians. That's not a small number. That's a big regret. So here we go again. Another promise.
I think you just gotta stay away from women, period, bro. Because messing with the wrong woman can tarnish your image, and it can knock you off your goals. It can knock you off your focus to the point where you spiral out. Like, look at Lamar Odom, and even this dude. Like, if that girl, like, yeah, you gotta really be picky about the women that you deal with, bro. Because, like, that's crazy. That's crazy work.
Man in sports, brought into the Kardashian world, publicly shamed, and then tossed aside while his career collapsed. And what happened to Chloe? Nothing bad. She walked away just fine. Actually, even better than before. More fans, more screen time, and more business deals. Just like her sister Kim. She gained more than she lost, and that's the pattern. It wasn't just bad luck, it was a system that kept working over and over again. Not long after Rashad McCants, Chloe moved on to someone even more famous in the sports world. His name was Lamar Odom, and unlike Rashad, Lamar wasn't just a rising star. He was already at the top of the game. At that time, he was a powerful forward for the Los Angeles Lakers, one of the biggest teams in basketball. He had just signed a massive $33 million contract and had fans across the country. Lamar was seen as a true champion, and many believed he was on his way to becoming a basketball legend. Their relationship started super fast. They met at a party, he was there with one of Chloe's brother-in-laws, and they hit it off immediately. In fact, just 3 weeks later, Lamar proposed. Most people didn't even know they were dating yet. A week after that, they were married. That's right, from strangers to husband and wife in less than a month. It sounds wild, but for reality TV, it was gold. Their wedding was a huge deal. It aired on Keeping Up with the Kardashians during season 4, and it brought in over 3 million viewers, making it the highest rated premiere for the show at the time. Viewers couldn't get enough. Paparazzi were constantly chasing them. Fans loved them together. Some even called them a power couple. A perfect mix of sports and celebrity.
I don't
And
know
most
all about all that.
importantly, it made Chloe even more famous. She went from being the funny sister to a household name.
Hey, do y'all think that Chloe's trying to, like, she basically just, like, she wants to be her sister or whatever? Like, does it seem like she imitate everything, like, try to do everything that Kim did, like, following in her footsteps? Y'all think that she envy her sister?
Name in her own right. Not long after, they capitalized on all the attention by launching a unisex fragrance called Unbreakable. And they even got their own spin-off reality show, Chloe and Lamar. That show focused entirely on their marriage and gave fans an inside look at their life. The ratings were strong, and the money kept rolling in. And for a while, Lamar's career actually got better too. He helped the Lakers win back-to-back championships, and even became the first Lakers player to win the NBA Sixth Man of the Year award. But sadly, all the pressure, fame, and constant cameras caught up with him. Things started going downhill and fast. Lamar couldn't handle the spotlight anymore. Being followed everywhere, dealing with public fights, filming almost all of his personal life, it just became too much. After 2 seasons, they had to cancel their spin-off show so Lamar could focus on basketball again. But by that point, it was already too late. Lamar was traded to the Dallas Mavericks in a big money deal, but it didn't just work out. He kept getting benched. He didn't play well. The team eventually dropped him. He had a short time with the LA Clippers, but his performance completely tanked. Being traded from the Lakers basically ended his career. He never got close to his past level of greatness again. What's worse is that he was secretly struggling with a serious drug addiction the whole time, something even Chloe didn't know about at first. Chloe tried to help. She begged him to go to rehab. She even hired private investigators to keep an eye on him. And
Okay. I wouldn't even say if he was dealing with that before then, like, hey, you know, at least she was trying to get him help and everything like that. So I wouldn't even say she was on some like just trying to use him up or nothing like that. Like, she probably actually cared about the nigga. So I would say he actually did that to himself.
Him from bad influences, but it didn't work. In 2013, Lamar got arrested for driving under the influence, DUI. He refused to take drug tests and had to do probation and alcohol program. The addiction started affecting their marriage badly. Rumors swirled, and eventually, Chloe had to file for divorce. She even legally removed his last name from hers. Lamar didn't want to let go. He kept delaying the divorce. It became a toxic relationship. The show showed some of it, but it was even worse off camera. He continued using drugs heavily and reached a true rock bottom in October 2015. He was found unconscious in a Nevada brothel after a multi-day binge that involved drugs, alcohol, and reportedly Viagra-like pills. It was terrifying. He had multiple strokes, heart attacks, and kidney failure. He was in a coma and doctors weren't sure if he'd survive. Miraculously, he did. Chloe paused the divorce to be by his side, not to get back together, but to help him recover.
Okay, shout out to her. She a real one. She is a real one for that. She's a real one for that. You know, she don't seem like she's just a goddamn vampire out here, right? So shout out to her for that, man. That you know.
Once he was stable, the divorce was finalized, but his basketball career was completely over. Lamar had all the talent in the world, and he was once expected to be a Hall of Famer, but he retired early, and his story became one of the biggest, what could have been, tales in the sport. Chloe, on the other hand, came out of the relationship stronger. Her name became even bigger, her net worth skyrocketed, and she launched multiple businesses, brand deals, and shows. Between 2007 and 2015, her income went from a few thousand per episode to millions in endorsements. Just like before, the pattern continued. The man's life fell apart, and the Kardashians walked away more powerful than ever. Let's start with Scott Disick. He wasn't a celebrity before the Kardashians. He wasn't a professional athlete, singer, or actor. He was just a regular rich kid from New York who came from a wealthy family. He had no clear job or career. He got arrested for a DUI at age 18, which kinda sums up his early adult life. Reckless, spoiled, and always partying. Scott met Kourtney in 2006 at a house party in Mexico. Yes, another Kardashian relationship that started at a party. At first, Kourtney didn't really like him. She thought he was...
Hey, you know what they say though, man? However you get them is the same way you lose them. Hot take, hot take, hot take. The Epstein case reminds me of Nuremberg trials in the World War II. And I know that is controversial. I gotta look into that, man. If you can send me like a link or something or like something to look up so I can look into that, because we actually don't get into that after this. He said in World War II, and I know that it's controversial, how all those people magically knew zero about the camps, tried to claim they had no idea what senior SS was doing, and how what we claim to have seen never happened. And then he said and how those people magically said the camps never happened and the photos of the camps were fake and not real, and it was all propaganda. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I agree with you on that. Avery James, man, he said was good. Man, what's good, man? You see what we doing? We reacting, man. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Let's get back to it though. But yeah, good point. We're gonna get into that very shortly though.
Stuck up, flashy, and didn't seem serious. But over time, he grew on her. About a year later, they started dating. And right around that same time, Keeping Up with the Kardashians began filming its very first season. So, from the beginning, their entire relationship played out on camera. Almost every moment on their time together was shown to the public. In season 1, they were just starting out. In season 2, they were already having major drama. There was a big moment where they almost eloped in Las Vegas. They even walked up to the altar, but at the last minute, Kourtney backed out. She didn't want to rush marriage. Then in season 2, Kourtney found out Scott was cheating on her. She saw text messages from another woman on his phone that caused a major breakup. But of course, that didn't last long either. When they filmed the Miami spinoff, Kourtney and Kim Take Miami, Scott came to visit. They had a fling, and next thing you know, Kourtney got pregnant. She decided to keep the baby and raise it with Scott, even though they were still dealing with trust issues. Even after getting back together, Scott had a serious alcohol problem. He drank heavily, got aggressive, and sometimes became violent. In one famous scene, he got so angry he punched a mirror, cutting his hand badly. It was a scary moment. Kourtney told him she wouldn't be with him unless he got help, so they tried couples therapy. Things seemed better for a while, and they announced they were officially back together during the New York spinoff, Kourtney and Kim Take New York. That episode got over 3 million viewers. Scott became the guy fans love to hate. Even though he was a mess, people thought he was entertaining. He was always making dramatic speeches, arguing with the family, or acting ridiculous. And that brought in huge viewership. The more chaotic things got, and the more people tuned in, the more money the Kardashians made. By season 5, Kourtney was earning $100,000 per episode and making millions more from spinoffs and sponsorship.
That was getting chilly over there, boy. What, man? What? 100,000 a show, and how many shows was it a season? Like that's even just 10. I think 10 shows. That's like already $1 million. So for every 10 shows, what? Yeah, that's about $1 million, right? Or yeah, no, it's about $1 million. Man, they getting chilly, boy.
So even though their relationship was toxic, it was also a financial goldmine. Scott wanted to marry Kourtney, but she didn't want to. They had 2 more children, Penelope and Rain, but never actually.
To Avery James, yeah, I do stream every day, bro. I stream. Well, I'm starting to stream, but I usually just do like reactions, whatever case. I go live every day though, except maybe Monday. Sometimes maybe, but for sure every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I do reactions, go live, and then Fridays I usually do streams. But I'm actually transitioning to just start streaming and doing my reactions that way or something. I don't know. I'm figuring it out though. But yes, I do go live every day. So man, tune in. Just tune in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I don't know which channel, if you're on my main channel or if you're on my set, because I got 2 channels. Well, I got 2 channels. So yeah. But let's go. Oh, you from Twitch? Oh, shout out to you. I didn't know. Yeah, make sure you follow me on Twitch then, man. But yeah, I do. I damn near stream every day though, for sure.
Actually tied the knot. Kourtney always said she didn't want to marry someone with addiction issues, and she never fully trusted him. Scott's finances were a bit mysterious. Unlike Reggie or Lamar, he wasn't famous before the show. He wasn't making money from sports or music. He once listed his business in an interview claiming he owned a vitamin company on skincare line, a nightclub, and something called Quick Trim. But no one really knew what he did. What people did know is that most of his money came from being on the show. Even though Kourtney gave him chance after chance, Scott kept messing up. In 2015, photos came out of him on vacation with his ex-girlfriend, looking very cuddly. That was the final straw. Kourtney broke up with him for good. She also threatened to take full custody of the kids unless he got clean. Scott did try to go to rehab. He checked into centers in Costa Rica, Florida, and Malibu, but it was clear the relationship was over. Even though they vacationed together later, like that trip to Mexico, it never turned romantic again. They stayed connected only because of their kids. But here's the twist. Scott wasn't like the others. He didn't completely vanish after the breakup. He wasn't removed from the show or made to look like an outsider. He remained a regular character on KU.
That ain't like, you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, so he stays on the show. He still get to make chili. He's doing the whole thing. Like, I mean, is it because because they had kids together or whatever the case is? Or could it be just because he's white? I don't know. Y'all be the judge of that. Let's go.
WTK, mostly because he was the father of Courtney's children.
Okay, yeah,
he was
like I
still
said.
funny, still dramatic, and still had fans who liked watching him spiral. So in that way, he didn't disappear, but his personal life took a major hit. Courtney ended up getting full custody, and today, she lives a peaceful life with her new husband, Travis Barker, and her kids. Meanwhile, Scott seems lonely and bitter. He dated models half his age, but none of those relationships lasted. Years of addiction and a party lifestyle have caught up to him. And now, at over 40, he doesn't have much to show for it except being Courtney's ex. Courtney, on the other hand, gained a ton. Her relationship with Scott gave her screen time, money, business growth, and eventually her own independence.
See, out of everybody, I feel like she was the most like low key one. Like she didn't never come off as like trying to be famous. Like it seemed like she just kind of inherited it through her sisters and her mom and stuff like that. But she never came off like the type like to be thirsty to be famous and be in the spotlight. You know, she just kind of like caught a stray. Damn near.
Fame. Even though the relationship was toxic, it worked in her favor, and the curse hit Scott harder than most. Now let's talk about Kylie and Kendall Jenner, the youngest of the Kardashian-Jenner family. When they were kids, they were just the quiet little sisters in the background of all the drama. But as they grew up, something strange happened. They didn't just become famous, they became super famous, like global level, magazine cover, Fashion Week famous, and for a while, it looked like the curse skipped them. They were rich, young, and successful. They had everything anyone could dream of. But if you look closer, really look, you'll see the crack. Because even though their lives...
Kendall's the only one I never really seen no drama like surround her name. Everybody else, man, it's crazy work. Shit.
Look perfect on Instagram, behind the filters and brand deals, the Kardashian curse is still working on them, slowly but surely. Let's start with Kendall. She's the tall one, the model, the one who always seemed a little different from the rest of the family. She didn't care about being on the show all the time. She liked staying private. She didn't launch a makeup line or a perfume. Instead, she went into high fashion, and it worked. She became one of the top models in the world. She walked for Chanel, Balmain, and Versace. She became the face of big brands. She was on the cover of Vogue. People started calling her the real supermodel of the family. But then the drama started to catch up. Even though Kendall stayed quiet, the curse didn't forget her. It found her through her relationship. One after another, they all ended badly. She dated NBA players, singers, and models, but none of the relationships lasted. People said she was too cold, too distant. Some said her boyfriends felt like props for the paparazzi. And the weird part, Kendall never really explained anything. She just smiled, disappeared for a while, and then popped up dating someone new. Over time, people started saying she was boring or fake. She became more famous for drinking tequila and riding horses than actually doing anything real. Even her tequila brand, 818, got backlash. Some people accused her of stealing Mexican culture. Others said she was copying other celebrities, and just like that, her perfect image started to crack. Then there was that awful Pepsi commercial. You probably saw it. Kendall walks into a protest, hands a can of Pepsi to a police officer, and everyone starts smiling like the world's problems are solved. It was supposed to be about peace, but it backfired big time. People were mad. Really mad.
That was corny.
They said it was tone deaf and disrespectful. Kendall didn't mean any harm, but the damage was done. She cried on the show about it, but the curse had already moved in. It turned her from fashion's favorite into everyone's punchline overnight. Now let's move to Kylie. Oh, Kylie.
Hers wasn't that bad.
Sometimes it feels like she's the biggest of them all. She went from being the shy little sister with thin lips and braces to a beauty mogul with billions of followers. And the world watched it happen step by step. First came the lip fillers, then the rumors, then the lip kit, and suddenly, she had a company worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Forbes even called her a self-made billionaire. People argued about it. Was she really
self-made? Self-made where? She didn't make anything, bro. She was born into it. What are we talking about? What? She was not like... She wasn't self-made. She came up rich. She was born like that. Like, come on, man. Hey, we gotta stop using that word self-made so damn loosely. That term, we can't be using that so loosely in 2025. Come on now.
Self-made? Didn't she come from money and fame already? But no matter what people said, she was rich, powerful, and popular. Everyone wanted to be Kylie. But just like with Kendall, the curse didn't stay away. Kylie's whole life started to feel like a performance. Her lips, her body, her outfits, her house, her cars, everything was filtered, edited, and posted online. People began to notice how different she looked from when she was a teenager. Fans said she was setting impossible beauty standards. Others said she was lying about surgery. And slowly, the public's love started to turn into criticism. And then came the Travis Scott situation. Kylie and Travis had a whirlwind relationship. They met at Coachella and were inseparable after that. Soon, Kylie got pregnant, and they had a daughter named Stormi. Everyone was shocked. She hid the whole pregnancy. It was one of the most talked about celebrity secrets of all time. At first, people thought maybe this was Kylie's happy ending. But of course, the curse had other plans. Kylie and Travis broke up, got back together, and broke up again. There were cheating rumors. Fans saw Travis in photos with other women. Kylie said nothing, but she didn't look happy. And that's the thing. The curse doesn't always take your money or your brand. Sometimes, it just takes your peace, your privacy, your real relationships. Even her best friend, Jordan Woods, got caught in the curse. Jordan was like a sister to Kylie. They lived together, did everything together. And then one day, Jordan was caught kissing Chloe's boyfriend, Tristan Thompson. The whole world exploded.
Okay,
Kylie had to pick
so
sides.
I had him mixed up. So that was her dude. Okay. So that's what I was talking about earlier then. All right, cool.
And she chose her family. She kicked Jordan out, cut her off, and didn't speak to her for years. It was heartbreaking, and it showed how even Kylie, with all her fame and power, couldn't escape the drama that follows every Kardashian. Now, Kylie is still rich, still famous, still posting perfect pictures, but if you look closely, something's changed. She doesn't smile the same. She doesn't hang out with as many friends. She doesn't even talk on the show much anymore. It's like she's fading, little by little, behind the same walls she built to keep the world out. And Kendall, she's still walking runways, still sipping cocktails, still posing for covers, but her personal life is a mystery. Her fans are less interested, and the sparkle is dimmer than it used to be. That's the quiet power of the Kardashian curse. It doesn't always hit like a thunderstorm. Sometimes.
And then whatever happened to Rob, they just left Rob out the whole little thing, man. Like, what's up with that? What's up with that? They just left your boy out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they just left the boy out, man. That's crazy work. Bigger. Chrissy Poo says bigger. I don't know what you mean by that. You saying like Rob, like they bigger than Rob or whatever the case is? I guess so, man. I guess so. But we finna go ahead and switch over and get into this Epstein case, man. Cause that's shout out to this channel though, man. Make sure y'all go follow this channel, man. I'll actually start checking out more content on their page if they continue to keep up the dope content, man. This video is actually dope. Now let's go get into it, man, because my boy earlier, he said something, he brought up something interesting and a hot take on the Epstein case. And as y'all know, all of a sudden, they didn't just got rid of the list. So if there was never a list, then why was bro in jail? And I heard that Trump was actually, he had tapes on, past presidents and Trump on those tapes. So it could have been a cover, trying to be a cover up. I think so. I want to wait. What? You want to eat Kylie Jenner pee after she peed? No cap, bro. You go apply at. Oh, it's somebody just saying anything. Yeah, we're gonna time you out. You know what I'm saying? You don't get no play in this ride. You go on somewhere with all that negativity. We ain't doing nothing negative on this channel. So if you come in here with that negative shit, I ain't gonna kick you out. I'm just gonna time your ass out, yo dumb ass. You feel me? But look, let's go ahead and get into the Epstein case. There we go. Hold on, y'all. Let's go on. Let's go on. See what's going on over there, man. Shout out Flacco with the content. We probably not gonna get through this whole thing, but we're gonna see what it's talking about, though, man. Because this has been some crazy work.
Has made this entire situation
All right, let's get it.
Jeffrey Epstein was originally indicted July of 2019 on charges that stem from him trafficking young girls.
Today, we announce the unsealing of sex trafficking charges against Jeffrey Epstein. The charges allege that Epstein sexually abused young girls by enticing them to engage in sex acts for money. Epstein was arrested this past Saturday evening at Teterboro Airport.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Golly. Let's go.
Aboard his private jet that had just landed from Paris, France. Epstein was taken to the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Manhattan aboard his private jet that had just landed from Paris, France. Epstein was taken to the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Manhattan. Epstein is charged in a 2-count indictment. First, conspiracy to commit sex trafficking, and second, the substantive crime of sex trafficking of underage girls. Beginning in at least 2002 and continuing until 2005, Epstein is alleged to have abused dozens of victims by causing them to engage in sex acts with him at his mansion in New York and at his estate in Palm Beach, Florida. The victims, all under oath at the time of the alleged conduct, were given hundreds of dollars in cash after each encounter, either by Epstein or by one of Epstein's employees. The underage girls were initially recruited to provide Epstein with massages, and often did so nude or partially nude.
Truly, without a doubt, one of the most despicable, horrific human beings to ever live. But here's the crazy part, and this also ties into what's currently going on right now, and people just sort of gloss over this fact, but this wasn't the first time Epstein was arrested for this. Back in 2008, he was arrested by Florida prosecutors, and he was given a sweetheart deal. Back in 2008, Jeffrey Epstein was facing potential federal indictment for abusing dozens of young girls between 1999 and 2007. He was also being investigated for directing other people to abuse them and paying employees to bring victims to him, according to court filings. Now, hold on to that word, directing others to also engage in the abusing of these young women. However,
That's some weirdo activity, bro. Ain't no way. That is weirdo activity at its finest. Like, bro, it's plenty of women out here. Hey, man. Y'all gotta protect y'all daughters, man. Please protect y'all daughters instead, because then you got weirdos like this, and I'm almost certain it was so many people that was involved. So many people. We're not gonna think he just the only one.
Agreed
he didn't do it by himself.
To not pursue the federal indictment against Jeffrey Epstein in exchange for if Jeffrey Epstein just pled guilty to a Florida state prostitution charge. Epstein was sentenced to 13 months in jail after that plea, but allowed to leave regularly to go to his office.
Wait, what? Like, what? What? How do you?
What do you mean by that?
I ain't never in the history of history ever seen somebody go to jail but still be allowed to leave the jail to go to your office. Now that's crazy work. But look, that just goes to tell you, like, that's that white privilege right there, man. I'm telling you, you got some money, you can do whatever you want. Cause ain't no way, especially we looking at Diddy, and Diddy wasn't even involved with he wasn't even involved with, and obviously, yes, the judge denied his bail because they said he's dangerous, as far as, like, after seeing him do what he did to Cassie or whatever the case is. But still though, it's like, bruh, these are children we talking about. And I gotta be careful with my words. So YouTube, please don't. I gotta be careful. But still though, it's like, wow. You getting off that easy?
Obviously, that's strange. That's very strange. You did a full investigation. You found evidence and you found proof that this man and others were transporting really young women, engaging in intercourse with them, engaging in sexual activity with them. And after you investigated and found out who those men were that were Epstein's co-conspirator, you said, hold on. Hey, bruh, just plead guilty to these state prostitution charges, and let's not even get into this federal indictment, bruh. And when you plead guilty to the state charges, it's a non-prosecute for the federal indictment. You would never have to worry about this. All right, let's not worry about this. That's unprecedented. That's
you know what that sounds like to me though? That sounds like, and it's just my theory, but that sounds like there was other people involved, even in that court. Might be. He probably had to drop on and receipts on people in high places. So in order to shut him up until they able to, get him out the way, they're gonna play nice. Because I can almost for certain imagine that there is politicians, judges, lawyers, all type of people of all places and workforces and stuff like that were involved. I'm almost certain at this point, because how? And if Diddy could get his bail denied and he can't even leave the jail, how was this man even able to do that with those type of charges? These are little ones that we talking about. Like,
strange. That's odd. That's bizarre. Anybody, not a conspiracy theorist, but just anybody would ask themselves, why would the feds investigate this man?
That's dangerous.
Find nothing but evidence and proof that him and others conspire. You got the name of the other people who conspired with him. But after your investigation, you say, yeah, it's best you take these lesser charges and let's just forget about this. What were we trying to forget about? Well, one of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, Virginia Golf, she has her own theory as to why the feds were adamant and persistent in Jeffrey Epstein taking a non-prosecute deal with the state. So whatever the feds investigated don't come out. What was the cover-up?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine being able to build anything
no way.
just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete...
This would never happen for
the same
black
government
man.
who did a full investigation in 2008 and confirmed that Epstein and others violated young women on that island. So they gave him a under-the-table, hush-hush sweetheart deal to prevent whoever conspired with Epstein from coming out. That same government in 2019 indicted Epstein again in New York this time. However, out of the 1,000 of Epstein victims, they brought forth 3. And those 3 all of a sudden confirmed with the feds that it was only Epstein and nobody else. And the feds proceeded with that theory. However, while the feds were trying to get off that, a woman decided to come forward and say, hold on, I'm also a Epstein victim. Add me to the petition. I want to tell my story. And it was not just Epstein, it was other very powerful men. The feds did everything in their power to not include this woman in their case. That woman's name is Virginia Goff. Now, she's not just talking or blowing hot air. She has a verifiable picture with her, Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's runner, and Prince Andrews. She's so official that when Ghislaine and Prince Andrews try to say the picture is fake, the photographer who took the picture, who had other copies of the picture, said, no, this picture is 100% real. So this woman, who was working day and night to try to get at
These dudes are disgusting, bro. They're disgusting. Like, what?
To this case, because
And
she
these are
wanted
people
to
that's running our
expose the
country,
other
huh?
prominent men involved, but she was never allowed to. Well, she came out and she gave her particular theory or what she knows about that particular deal that the feds gave Epstein in the first place. In her lawsuit, she said that she was Epstein's essential slave for 4 years. Now, she managed to escape to a foreign country and hide out from Epstein and his co-conspirators for years. Now, the plaintiff believes that the government was part of Epstein's conspiracy when it secretly negotiated a non-prosecution agreement with Epstein, precluding federal prosecution of Epstein and his co-conspirators. The government's secrecy, the plaintiff alleged, was motivated by its fear that the plaintiff would raise powerful objections to the agreement that would have shed tremendous public light on Epstein and other powerful individuals. Which to me is the only explanation that makes sense. In your 2008 investigation, you claim that Epstein and others did it. In 2019, all of a sudden it's only Epstein and all these powerful men that we know were on that island and we know were linked to Epstein. Nobody is involved all of a sudden. It looks like handlers stepped in and made sure this problem was solved. And the two people who had the greatest chance of outing who these powerful men were that engaged in Epstein's ring was Epstein and Virginia. Epstein, because he was an extortionist, he was a blackmailist, and he had every intention on taking everybody with him down. Epstein all of a sudden took his own life. And Virginia, the other...
He took his own life, allegedly.
Person with the greatest chance of outing who these powerful men were, and was actually outing them in the moment, she all of a sudden took her own life as well. Virginia coincidentally took her own life April of 2025 while the DOJ and FBI was investigating any possible links to powerful
Allegedly.
men that were on Epstein Island who engaged in acts that violated my... Though one of the only victims who was pushing for these men to come to justice and given names, all of a sudden took her own life while the investigation was happening. Well, lucky for us, Virginia Goff didn't die in vain because the FBI ran by Kash Patel and the DOJ did a full-on investigation to bring justice to Epstein victim and to answer the questions by the public. They released their final report on the situation, and this report answered two questions. The first question they attempted to answer was, did Epstein take his own life, or was this a larger conspiracy of men who didn't want to be outed who took the life of Epstein? Also, they also answered the question of, where's the Epstein list? Were there other men who was on that island violating young women who hasn't been brought to justice yet? So the report sought to answer those two questions, and this is the last thing we will ever get from the FBI and the DOJ in regards to Epstein. So let's check it out, man. What did this report say? Lord and behold the final report. After reviewing 300 gigabytes of data and physical evidence, all right, after reviewing all that material and all that evidence, can y'all scroll to the bottom of the screen for me, okay? The last paragraph. They said they've done a thorough review and they found no basis to revisit the disclosure of those material. It would not permit the release of child porn, which is just dishonest. Nobody is asking for the release of child porn. You could blur out everything but the faces of those powerful men who we know are involved. But they also continued, okay? They said, listen, the systematic
I hope they get I hope they get exposed in real life, bro, because that's crazy. Like, damn. Y'all be going out there. Y'all figure out everything else. The powers that be, they know everything about everybody doing something illegal. But then when it comes to y'all, now all of a sudden everything get covered up. God don't like ugly, man. The Most High gonna deal with y'all, man. Yeah, y'all think y'all getting away. Y'all not getting away with nothing.
Revealed no incriminating client list. There was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions. We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. So that's odd. That's particularly odd because if you go to Ghislaine Maxwell case, she was charged with trafficking women.
Exactly.
It's a Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, and others known and unknown. Well, who are the others that are known?
Workplace
what I'm saying.
retaliation happens when an employer fires, demotes, refuses to promote, or
I'm motherfucking back, man.
Otherwise,
who did knowingly persuade, induce, entice, and coerce one and more individuals to travel in interstate and foreign commerce to engage in sexual activities. Who are the known? You can't have it both ways. You don't charge Ghislaine Maxwell for conspiring with Epstein and others known who aren't listed, but then say, oh, there were no others. It was only Epstein. It doesn't make sense, people. As a matter of fact, the only thing that is consistent are the lies, or the absolute lies. And you kind of have to have some pity or some sympathy for these people because Kash Patel realized very quickly that when you get into office, you're just a cog in the corrupt system. You're not about to change a goddamn thing. And if you do attempt to change things, well, that's your behind. Kash got into that director role and looked and seen any and everybody who attempted to tackle this Epstein stuff and expose these people, they all of a sudden take their own life. Kash didn't want to take his own life. All right? They can't keep up with their lies. Pam Bondi, she was telling people, yo, we got all the client list, we got all the files on my desk right now. We about to release it to the public. What happened to this?
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
Now, all of a sudden, there's no list. The list don't exist. And when we even mention the fact that, yo, these things aren't really adding up, now we're the conspiracy theorists, even though the literal FBI director, who was filled with life and spirit and spunk before he became an FBI director, had the exact same opinion as the rest of America. But once he got a part of the swamp and the machine, he all of a sudden is now a company man.
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. You don't think that Bill Gates is lobbying Congress night and day to prevent the disclosure of that list? And why is it that the Senate, and good for Senator Blackburn to try to get it out, but then Dick Durbin comes over the top and says, no, we're not going to release the names. I don't care about the list itself, but if you release the names, right?
And I've said it, Dan Bongino said it, we've reviewed all the information and the American public is going to get as much as we can release. He killed himself. Do you think, let's play out the logical conclusion of this. Do you think that myself, Bongino, and others would participate in hiding information about Epstein's grotesque activities? Or do you think we would also participate in not prosecuting people we had evidence to prosecute people on? Where's the videotape of an Epstein Island of X, Y, and Z committing these frauds? Why haven't you given it to us? Do you really think I wouldn't give that to you if it existed?
No.
It's not a case of if it existed. Why would you you think they're gonna give it to you to expose? So then they could expose everybody else? No. Of course they're gonna, just the same way they did with Diddy. Diddy had over hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of surveillance footage of people in high places and high-powered people doing things, you know, doing stuff. And then all of a sudden, all them charges get dropped, obviously because of the jury. But at the same time, though, I feel like that was the whole point of them even going into Diddy's house. It's just to get them tapes. The same way they're doing with Jeffrey. Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Oh, I don't, honestly. Y'all, no, I don't. Y'all are extremely dishonest and performative. Y'all remember when these people like invited journalists to the White House and then gave them binders labeled Epstein files, and then like made them take a photo op with these binders to make it seem as if they were committed to bringing justice, and this was a new era, and the sheriff was in town. Well, ever since this photo op, bro, what's been the updates? Nothing, not a goddamn thing. And speaking of more performative things, Kash Patel and the FBI allegedly, apparently so, they released like 12 hours of footage to prove that Epstein did indeed take himself out, that nobody came into Epstein's cell. So even the footage they released is just super.
And the footage that I seen, it's skipped.
Janky, super sketchy. People got a lot of issues and a lot of questions, and there's a lot of inconsistency.
And if you think about this, this is another one of my theories. So if you think about it, because I seen a tape where they was at they showed like where his cell was and everything like that, and in that you could see the time lapse. There was like a time skip, and also I like conveniently, ironically, all of a sudden now all this stuff is coming out, right? When they got AI. That's so good now to where it's looking more real every day. So y'all think they can manipulate footage and all that type of stuff to fit their narrative? Guess again.
The footage they released to prove that Epstein took his own life. First off, the unedited footage literally jump cuts. And if we go ahead and continue to figure out why it was jump cutted, that's because there's a minute missing. Let's look at Exhibit A, okay? So we're at the 4 hour, 16 minute, and 22 second mark. And the video, or the quote unquote footage of Epstein's cell, it's at 11 p.m. 58 minutes, okay? You see that, right? Well, literally 1 second later, we're now at midnight. It jumped a minute and a couple of seconds. So the video is edited. So that takes away all type of credibility, bro. What are we doing here? Why is it edited? Also, if that's not weird enough for you, on the bottom is an actual picture of Epstein's cell. That's the actual picture of Epstein's cell, 220. That is a completely different cell from whatever cell they're showing us in that video. Why? Why all the mystery? Why all the BS? Why all the buffoonery? Why all the games? The truth usually isn't complicated. Whenever you see something that's to the extent where it's always something to it, there's always a mystery, it's usually fraudulent, it's usually a lie. The truth don't really need too much explanation. What is going on here? And the one thing that really boiled my blood is you have members of the media who are now coming out and trying to pass off the narrative that maybe the Epstein cover-up is happening for our own good. Do we really want the Epstein cover-up to come up and expose the prominent figures if it means our society collapses and tears down? Yes.
Yes. We want to see that. We want to see it collapse. Talking about some make America great again, bro. It was never great to begin with. It was built on lies. It was built on the blood. Man, this whole country is built on, lies. If we being real, just lies, and it's cover up after cover up after cover up after cover up after cover up. They never get held accountable. Never, ever. That's what it seemed like to me. these dudes never get held accountable, man. They talking about make some America great again. No, America was never great to begin with. It was built on lies and shedding blood of innocent people, bro. And on top of that, doing detestable things to underage people. Like, that's crazy work. And these are supposed to be y'all leaders and people that y'all respect and have reverence for? I think not. And now I see why other countries want to. Man, this is crazy work.
Yes. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, man. If society thriving means that perpetrators of kids get to be anonymous, no, bro. Sorry, bro. Sorry. Expose it all, even if it means exposing our very government.
We are built on and blackmailing the most powerful
What do you
people.
mean we are built? Define that. Do you mean our entire country?
No,
our entire
I'm
government?
just saying,
our entire
I'm saying
FBI,
this.
CIA?
I'm saying this. Whoever,
Or this is one little operation that
Adam,
they don't want to expose.
Whoever he was working for, Epstein, Mossad, CIA, everything. Apparently, the most powerful people on the world were flying to an island and having sex under because she said it. There's tens of thousands of hours of them doing it. If we're built on that and the most powerful people that are running the show are in charge, the guys telling Cash Patel, the thing that you just read, shut up. Shut up about it. Hold on, you know who I am. He knows who I am. I want accountability for everybody. If it's Trump, if it's Bill Gates, if it's Bill Clinton, I don't give a shit. If it's the president of anything, expose them because, Adam, the truth has to come out.
Okay, so I only have one question for you.
Yes.
I agree.
I agree with you. But at what price?
Take a deep breath.
Okay. But hold on, hear me out. At what price?
What do you mean at what price? What? Now you sound like, get that man a cape, man. Get him a cape. What are you talking about, bro? What do you mean by that? What is he talking about? Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Like what? At the price of what?
Any price, Adam.
So you're saying to expose whatever happened on Epstein Island, you're willing to do whatever this looks like.
Yes.
Tear down the government, expose
Yes.
all the secrets, put America basically in harm's way just to find out what's Epstein.
What do you mean
harm's way?
Adam,
Because these are the most powerful people in the world.
Yeah.
They're apparently on this island.
Adam,
So-
let the truth be told or the heavens fall. I don't care.
Okay,
Yeah,
well-
Adam, and that's who Vincent Oshana is. I am 100% accountability, and I don't give a if Adam. If
Yeah,
that's what
but
we were built
at
on,
what price?
I don't
At
give a
tearing
shit. There is
down
no
America?
price. Guess what the price is, Adam? God.
So you
God's
want
the price.
to rule?
You're gonna answer them
you
anyway.
want to rule a city of ashes?
I don't give a shit. It's built on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you talking about? Why are you defending that? Like, you okay? So you must be okay with it. You must have been on them islands too, then, huh, my boy? Like, what? What are we talking about? You talking about why do something that's gonna? If you talking about it's gonna tear down America, why do it in the first place? Like, why those people in high places? Why do those things in the first place? If you're at risk of that, tearing down. I mean, America already got a bad reputation. Let's just be 100% clear. America already has a bad rep. Nobody likes America. Let's just let the record reflect. And then here we got this guy over here defending PDFs. That's crazy work.
and rape. Yes, because
We was about to resubscribe to, but why?
That was 2 clicks.
Because you're being emotional.
No, I'm not. I'm being
You
real.
have to understand.
I'm being
The
real.
whole concept of do you want to cut your nose off to spite your face? There might be an issue. But do you want to cut your whole nose off and ruin your entire face because you care that much about this entire
Adam, if
issue?
the machine is running right now because pet are running the show and they're telling him, shut the hell up because we're all pedophiles, knock it down. And my last thing, pal, what bothered me about what he said is we're not going to re-victimize the girls and the victims.
He
We're
who
not going to do
kisses
it.
Cash?
Cash. Guess what? Nobody wants to see any girl. I don't want to see any kids, male, boy, blur them out. But who's the guy that's touching them? Who's the guy that's molesting and raping? This is a horrible argument. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't.
Anybody even making an argument that
Exactly.
there's something good that could come from the consequences of hiding and undermining kids being taken advantage of by powerful men? I don't think you deserve a space on social media. I don't think you deserve a space on the internet in general, bro. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not willing to entertain any theory, anything that keeping this a secret is actually for our good. I'm good, bro. If something
Exactly, there's nothing good there's nothing good about trying to hide that, bro. Like, come on, let's be real. And if you defending that means you with that. That means you with them. And if you with that, you could with them. Yeah, you could go with them. Nigga, what you talking about? You sitting up here defending PDFs, bro. You can go with them. Bob's in the chat, man. Golly. Let's go.
bad gotta happen to society because these kids need justice, give the kids justice, bro. But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think?
Yeah, man. And with that being said, man, I got to head up out of here. So I'll catch you guys. I'll probably stream again. I'll probably start doing it this way, man. I actually like this format. I don't like keep on like ending it and like restarting and all that type of stuff. So I'll probably start doing long streams like this. Well, we didn't win 2 hours, man. We didn't hit the 2-hour mark. So yeah, man. I'm gonna get at you on the next one. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm gone.
Every day it's like I feel more pressure, give more effort. Bill steady rolling in the due day crept up. Feel like I'm next up, life gon' test ya. My range close, aim, know the boy a heavy stepper. Things change, rearrange, ain't no crime body. Heart is weaving through the smoke, got my vision cloudy. Heavy stress on my brain, ain't no way around it. Navy SEAL when I flow, no you can't drown me. No brakes, all gas, get my weight up. A nigga on the road, fell asleep trying to stay up.